All right, it's another 5 p.m.-ish time, and we are back with a new episode of War and Peace. So last week, Lucy wasn't here, so she doesn't know what happened. Where she left off, she had just trekked underwater, hopping off the side of the Coventress to take her recently deceased pet bat, Ser Reginald Coventry Jr. the Third, to the Temple of Light on the east side of Sichuan. Where she would go on to demand that the head priest revive her bat after seeing him perform the deed for some recently deceased folks from the exploded ferry earlier that night. After pleading with her and saying that he did not have the energy that night to do it and would require rest, but that he would do it on account of her exemplary community service in selflessly diving into action to save the soldiers from the burning wreckage in the river as she did. Recognizing her valor, he did agree to, free of charge, revive Ser Reginald. And true to his word, that morning he awoke and a little bleary-eyed came down and did just that. So Lucy, standing in the Temple of Light, Ser Reginald is alive again in your hands. Meanwhile, the rest of the party traveled across the river using the Ring of Water Walking to meet up with Bron. They discussed the fate of the kidnapped Lord Earl, who remained bound. They asked him a few more questions, and then Bron decided, nope, time to die, and slit his throat. They then dismembered, burnt, and threw the body in a river. Recrossed the river, and we're heading through the fields, chatting about what to do next. Yoga had a chat with halfling farmer who appeared to have immigrated recently to the area, and the group came to rest back at the Coventress to discuss their next move. Kleeck did some shopping. So did Leon. Leon also brought Rhea along with him, who, as Rhea was worried about Lucy, didn't know where she went. Last she saw, Lucy had jumped off the side of the ship holding a dead bat, appearing very shocked and upset. So, in order to get her mind off of it, Leon took her and visited Guard Captain Gareth Miles, spoke with him briefly regarding some suspicions about Yves Razon's coordination with the now missing and now wanted Lord Earl. Guard Captain Gareth Miles appeared to agree with and be willing to entertain some of the suspicions that Leon presented to him, and may be investigating Yves Razon soon. However, he did state that he is going to be later meeting with the head priest to discuss the what the dead have to say about the whole affair. So, we come to with the party on the Coventress, but Lucy, you are at the Temple of Light. What would you like to do? For you, it's still morning, so the party, you don't know where they are, but they are elsewhere. What would you like to do?
So we have our little bat friend back alive.
Oh yeah, girl, it is great to be back alive.
We're just gonna squeeze him.
Oh, little tight. Oh, girl, you strong. Oh, thank you.
And do we give him kisses and hug him some more and more kisses and hug him, be like, I miss you.
Thank you, girl. That was so scary. The thing he just came at me. Didn't even warn me. Just a war cry.
Yeah, that's the sexy lady bat, right?
If that was a lady bat, I don't want none of that. It's gonna be a long night, guys.
So is this for like where we left off, or like last time that like I was here with Lucy, or like
this is where you left off with Lucy, which is about 4 hours behind where the party is.
Alright.
Mushu.
I guess for like time's sake, we would just kind of rest there with the bat for a bit, since we're probably both tired.
Sure. I mean, as you are nuzzling Ser Reginald, the head priest kind of nods to you and says, "You are free to rest here as long as you like. I'm very pleased to see that your friend has returned to the living world. But if you'll excuse me, I have some matters to attend to." And he turns and kind of heads away and meets with one of his white-robed acolytes, and they kind of head off up a staircase into another area. I could bring up this map if you want, but I don't think it really matters at this time.
Bring it up.
Nothing really important happening here, and no need to make a combat map up here unless you start killing people. Just know that I'm ready. So if you want to start killing people, it's a supported function. I'm not saying it's a.
I would appreciate the map if you got a map just to kind of get an idea of the layout.
Oh, sure, then. Let's do it. Let's get it going. Also, move my mouse over to the correct computer. Makes this thing a whole lot easier. Ah, yes. Let's jump from the Coventress to Temple of Light. Let us also remove the Fog of War from the Temple of Light. Reveal areas. There is the top from the outside. So the top third.
Jeez, this is big.
Yeah.
Big map. Big map.
There is an upstairs section that you are not in. So, and then on the bottom is the bottom floor that you are standing in.
That is a lot of fucking place.
Yes, the Temple of Light in Sichuan is large, and you see several statues of St. Paul throughout.
So where are these people going up at? Like, is it like the little stairs on the side?
Yeah, they're going up some of the little stairs on the side up to the second story there. You can see some acolytes kind of like heading in and out here and there, all in the same sort of characteristic white robes with little gold adornments here and there. You can be kind of hanging out anywhere. Yes.
Will we know if the upstairs is like a restricted area?
You wouldn't necessarily know. I mean,
cool. Well, we're
you see a few like other sort of wealthier. In fact, there's actually quite a few people here right now. There's quite a few poorer folk. There's some more affluent-looking folk. Lots of humans, mostly humans. Some soot-stained, many soot-stained. So it seems like a lot of people are here after maybe some of them have been displaced from the fires that had spread through some of the Imperial land after the explosion. It appears the fires have been put out this morning, but they did tear through a few homes and burn a few others. So
we're gonna go like take a peek at upstairs and try to be sneaky if we can.
Okay, please roll a stealth check. Okay, sure enough, you are able to sneak upstairs. Go ahead and drop your token anywhere on that bottom third, and I will drag it and reveal area where you appear, and then ping it, and then tell you where to look.
So which stairs did the other people go up?
Let me go ahead and get some of these on here. There's one. Oh, did I not tokenify those yet? Oh my. Well,
If they're going up like that side, they weren't going up that side.
okie doke. So yes, he had gone up that side, so you will follow. All right, let me reveal what more you would see. So please look at like the middle third, and I'll drag your token to where you are. There you are. And I'm pinging it for you, just to make sure you know where it is. So, you are now on the second floor, kind of on that stairwell there, peeking up, and you can see that the priest that you had spoken with before is heading around a corner just out of sight, and he is gone. All right. Please roll another stealth check. Oh, there it is. And let me get my card for this character right here. Uh-huh. Well. So, as you come around the corner and peek, let me see, get that going. Why isn't it? Come on. There we go. These buttons sometimes, you guys. You know what I'm talking about.
But
In any case, there's also a. Well, you wouldn't be able to see in there, would you?
so is this area like overlooking the
Yes,
floor?
but you can't, necessarily see up here from.
Gotcha.
You're like, if I can see a map of it, then I can sneak around here. So now that you're up here, you can see the general area better. But as you peek around the corner, it's not that you make a noise, but maybe you overextend yourself a little bit, and you see the priest start to turn around as if he heard something. And you think that you were able to pull behind the corner in time, but then you hear footsteps coming back in your direction.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just kind of walk around the corner and just like look around the place in awe.
Oh, my child. I did not say this before, but this upper area is restricted for clergy and staff only.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. I'll go back down then.
Oh, it is no matter. Thank you.
All right, well, have a good day and thank you again.
And he watches you go around the corner. Kind of like comes out, stands and looks over.
We'll make it
Kind of like the.
that
Huh?
we're going down the stairs.
You're making it obvious that you're going down the stairs?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you go down the stairs, or are you just pretending to? Okay, you actually are. All right. So then, what are you gonna do now? Are you gonna head out? Are you gonna stay? Are you gonna try and sneak back up there?
Is there anything interesting looking like when we were up here?
Go ahead and make a perception check real quick. Ooh, you know what? With an 18, you will have seen. In this area, I'm going to ping it on the map real quick. It's in the middle. You'll have seen in this area there were some shapes covered with blankets. You kind of saw it out of the corner of your eye, kind of like through the railing a little bit right before you were noticed and ducked back around the corner. You didn't really get a solid look, but you kind of saw some blanket covered something or others on the ground there. That was the only thing of interest, other than perhaps the throngs that are in the church and the white robed clergy trying to calm them, people praying. It's kind of a tragedy just happened, and some of these people are a little still concerned, shaken, and trying to figure out how to deal with it.
I guess we're just gonna find a place. Like, are we able to see like both sides in the center area? I don't know how this is like open. Like, how does this area work?
It's pretty open, yeah.
Cool. We're just gonna find a place to kind of just chill and relax then, and then just kind of watch the plays for a few hours while we rest.
Certainly. Make another perception check as you wait here for a few hours. Reginald is kind of like cowering into your armor a little bit, finding a nook to like be close to you so that he's not around all these people. Because he's not antisocial, but he's also a bat that is nocturnal, and it's now getting further into daylight, and it's his nap time. He just died. He was just brought back to life. He has -4 on all ability checks until he gets through his long rests. There's some work for him to get through before he's even fully well. So he's hanging out in there. But with a 13, let's see. His resurrection in action. Well done, Leon. That's you nailed it there.
I thought it was very, very fitting.
Oh, it absolutely was. So yeah, you don't see anything of interest with that 13, and a few hours pass. It's now about midday. What are you thinking of doing here?
I'd say we probably would just stay there for like a long rest worth of time. As we do
Okay,
have
so
options, and I think they do too.
gotcha. If you did a long rest worth of time, you wouldn't have any exhaustion anymore. You'd be totally fine, obviously. And I would say that you were kind of just waiting all night anyways. Like, I know you didn't long rest, but you didn't do anything either. So I'll just give it to you, and then, noontime, you're ready to head wherever you want to go. You're feeling refreshed.
Cool. Well, then I guess we're gonna. We're gonna go ahead and leave this place and try to make our way back to the party.
Sure. So you don't know where they are. When you last left them, it was night, and most of them were on the boat. Bron and Brightleaf were still missing, and the river was still partially on fire. So you don't really know where they are right now. You can assume they're at the boat. You can assume that maybe someone's on the... You're just going to head to the boat?
Yep.
All right. So as you head to the river, you see that there's quite a few more people on the river right now than normal. Some of the people with little rowboats and fishing boats, as you had done, are apparently breaking the law to do it, but they are ferrying people and things back and forth in violation of local ordinances. But you are offered a ride by just a human man with a little fishing boat.
We'll gladly accept.
Sure. And as you climb in, he says, I saw you on the river last night. It was crazy stuff. I hadn't seen no one in full armor dive into the water like that and pull people out. Very impressive. I don't think I could do that. as he's, kind of struggling to bend his back into the oars to pull you and Reginald back across the river.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure we could help people. I don't want to let them drown. Do you want some help there?
Oh, I mean, I do have this other set of oars, but I couldn't ask a lady like yourself to do it, even though, I mean, I know that I just saw you do it, but...
Are you sure you don't want the help?
Maybe actually I wouldn't mind. Thank you. You could ship them right over there.
We'll start helping Ro.
All right, and it goes quite a bit faster because you realize, with all the martial training and the athletics coaching and just the time that you've spent preparing yourself for the adventuring world, you're quite a bit stronger than this fella. So you bend your back to the oars and you push through the water and you get to the other side of the river relatively quickly. And you're already in the docks. And, from here you can actually see some activity on board the Coventress as the party has recently returned. I think... Leon, did you and Rhea actually return to the Coventress after your trip to the Civic Center and stuff, or were you still out and about?
I promised her that we'd go look for Lucy in town, so we'd still be out.
Okay. Then you'd probably still be out. Lucy, you would be returning to the vessel. Brightleaf would probably see you first, as Kleeck is, I believe, and I'm going to kick us over to the Coventress now as we pick up there.
We also had to give the guy a gold piece for the boat ride.
Oh, thank you, milady. You, this means so much.
Thank you for the boat ride.
Oh, certainly. I'll be telling my family about this for forever.
We have our token on? No.
Throwing gold around. Yeah, you got it. You just dropped it.
Yeah. Then
there's an old one, but you have your new one, so.
I don't even know where the old one was, but
I threw it to GM Lair. Here.
Oh.
Have it back.
Bam.
You just got rid of it. You're like, no. Take the old Lucy and gone.
Well,
all right, well.
Just kind of give the guy a wave and they leave and go to the boat.
Gotcha. So I will take Leon and Rhea and move them over to the side as well, since they are not here at the moment. Oh, hi, Lucy. I didn't see you there.
Is that yoga?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good yoga impression. Ty!
Yoga. The turtle.
The bat is fine.
Oh, he is. I was very worried. I did not expect that to happen.
I don't know if I could do this.
Your impression of yoga is surprisingly accurate. Like, even just the way of wording things, how he doesn't use contractions.
It's really good.
I did not expect that to happen. Instead of I didn't. Like, that's... I wouldn't have even noticed that was such a yoga thing until I'm listening to you do it, you know?
He kind of steps forward and peers down, and I'm going to roll a perception check for him real quick. I don't know, it's plus something. It's probably enough. He'll notice where Reginald is hiding in your outfit and peek on and be like, "Hi there, little one." Reginald will kind of, pull back into the arm and be like, "This guy, he stole my grapes before. I don't like that."
He's not gonna steal your grapes anymore. Isn't that right, yoga?
No, do not worry. Oh, and Lucy. He kind of reaches behind his shell and grabs something that he had been holding on to. We found this, and I thought you might like it. And hands you the scabbarded rapier It has a kind of a topaz set in the hilt handle, and it looks pretty nice. But you haven't even pulled out the blade yet. Do you take it from him?
Yeah, I'll take it.
All right. It feels magical even as you kind of hold it in your hand.
Where'd you get this?
Oh, we acquired it. You could ask Bron for the specifics.
Oh. Well, thank you. And where is everybody?
He kind of looks left and right. Brightleaf is up there. Kleeck is over there somewhere. And he points inside into the ship. I believe, actually, Bron is sleeping. Bron is asleep. Rhea and Leon left looking for you. He kind of smiles. I think that is everything.
No. Well, what's the next plan?
No idea.
I have an idea if you want to help. Yeah, they have everybody ferrying people across in little boats now. Why don't we see if we can try to build a bridge? Or get everybody together to build one?
That is a splendid idea, Lucy. Who should we speak with first about this?
Hmm. I guess we'd probably need to speak with people at the mayor's office, and then we'd also need to find labor. So I would assume probably the landless. Probably see if we can get them to build the bridge and make a deal with the mayor to get them land to where they're actually not landless anymore. And yeah.
Brightleaf kind of walks up. I think if you go to the mayor, she's not going to want to use the landless. She'll want to use the developers from Sichuan, the east side.
Mm.
Yes, I do think, after speaking with Duke Lordner, that the laws here are very complex and confusing. It may be difficult to figure out a way to do this easily.
Well, mm, what if we could see if they're willing to let the people have some of their land still be under their name, so they're like their people, and then have them build the bridge, and then maybe that could gain them support? If we're wanting to do that, I don't really know how anything works around here.
Brightleaf shrugs. Yoga shrugs.
Nobody knows how anything works around here.
Like, right?
We should go below and discuss this. That's a good idea, Yoga. Come on, Lucy. And Kleeck, busy in the bird shop, you will hear a knock knock and hear footsteps. And Brightleaf will peek your head in and say, Kleeck,
The
come
door is
on.
locked.
Oh,
If there's a
locked.
lock on the door, that door is locked, and in big red writing on the door, I put it in chat earlier, bird at work, do not enter, authorized bird Chanel only.
Okay, perfect.
Nice.
You will hear a knock, and then, Kleeck, Lucy's back.
He will
We're gonna
peek his
meet
head
down
out the
below.
door.
We're gonna meet down below.
Okay.
Lucy, you'd walk into this, Kleeck peeking his head out the door, this sign on the door, and Brightleaf saying, "Come on, Lucy's back."
What did you do to my room on here?
And Lucy, it was the map room before, the room where there are maps put on the walls of different parts of Spira and the continent of Megaleo. So it appears he's taken the room.
Kleeck!
I'm working on something.
You're not messing with any of my stuff, are you?
No.
What are you working on?
That's confidential.
It's not gonna make a mess of anything, is it?
No.
Roll deception.
There's no deception.
I'm kidding. I know what you're doing. I'm kidding. Roll persuasion. Just because. I want to see what happens. Not super persuasive.
What are you doing in there, Kleeck?
I'm working on something.
And what's the something?
Give it a few days and I can show you when it's ready.
Lucy, roll insight.
15.
You have that because of one of your runes, right?
Yep.
Okay. You will see with that roll that Brightleaf is looking at you, like reading your expression as you're talking to Kleeck, and has like a very amused expression.
What is he doing?
Trust him. Don't worry about it. Kleeck, come on.
He is doing his very best job to keep the door open just a tiny crack. And he's kind of looking puzzled as he has to try and step out without opening it fully.
We're gonna try to look in there as much as we possibly can.
Brightleaf will gently put her hand in the way and be like, "It's a better surprise this way."
Just fold our arms and just go past them.
Brightleaf will look at you, Kleeck, and kind of like smile, and
he is returning under the smile of thanks to her.
She'll kind of like she has the thing over her shoulder and kind of like nudges it with her shoulder and nods to it and heads down.
I'm gonna nod to her and then step out and go down.
So, Bron, at this time you'd probably wake up, completing your long rest as well. You are feeling much refreshed after your long rest. But let's briefly jump back to Leon and Rhea. Leon, what tasks do you wish to accomplish before the party returns?
Alright, so what time of day is it right now?
It's 11 a.m., noonish almost.
Alright, so I did promise Rhea that we'd go and look for Lucy. So I imagine we'd be out doing that right now.
Okay. Do we want to jump to a map of Sichuan to look at what routes you might take or where you might go to look around?
Yes, for just a second. I think I have.
That's totally fine. So let's pop over to there, and I will drag Lucy over to the party, and I will drag Leon and Rhea away from it. Party's at the docks. Y'all is at the Civic Center and such. So You know, based on all these big red X's that we see on the map, I have a feeling that I really should add a big one right between those two yellow dots. And I should probably also add one in the woods south of the East Blorgner lands, because there was a big explosion and there was a murder. So
It needs to just be a swarm of little X's
just a swarm of little red
all
X's.
the way down the river.
Yep. It's like, oh, you drowned here, drowned here.
Yeah.
Oof. Brightleaf has a lot to bear on her shoulders now.
But I imagine we'd head. Where? I imagine we'd head north from the Civics up by the Earl's place.
Mm-hmm.
And
Just kind of heading around through the little scenic thoroughfares that they have. Most of the business area is in town is it's in the civic center general area, the docks general area, some of it around the mayor. There's a little bit on maybe each section of land. Like there's the inn on Gardenio's land, but for the most part, the shops are in the civic center, and then there's quite a few on the east side of the river. Supporting the Imperial land. It just seems like most things here on the west side are either luxury imported goods or locally sourced, very fresh food. Yeah, I mean, honestly, you're not going to find Lucy on this path, but it'll have you walking around for a good 2 hours or so, hour or two.
Yeah, just to burn through the time with like that, I drew out a little path that we probably follow around.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Head back to the docks after completing most of that route.
Are you sneaking or are you just walking? You strolling or sneaking?
From the Civic Center up to the Earls, we'd probably be just regular walking. But once we get to the Razan area, from here to here, we'd be sneaking like a motherfucker.
Okay. Roll a perception check as you pass by the Earl's area, and I will do so for Rhea as well in a moment. I believe it's 3.
Perception.
Ow. All right, so we have +5. Rhea sees everything. No, so with a 16, you will see that there are a number of the Sichuan Townsguard, both the elite and the more regular garden variety, on the Earl's land, surrounding a number of the residences. And as you pass by, you can see not only that there's a number of looky-loos, it looks like some other people who live on the Earl's land are also having their houses searched, and some who live nearby have come to watch their neighbors struggle. So, you see some things being carried out. You see some people once in a while being questioned. Leon, you'll see the captain after a short while. You'll see him arrive with another 5 guards, and let's see, does he notice you? He's not the most perceptive fella. Nope. I'm going to say he probably doesn't notice you offhand, and goes into what appears to be the primary mansion of Lord Earl, and disappears from view. But yeah, you'll see that it looks like they're pretty much coming in and taking what looks like contraband and arresting people and asking questions here on Lord Earl's land. So as you continue along on your route that you have laid out for me, you're going to pass by the Razan land. So go ahead and please roll a stealth check as you head right on by, and I will roll one for Rhea as well as she sees what you're doing and appears to follow suit. All right, so between a 9 and a 22, looks like it's a 15 and a half, 16, something like that. Yeah. So that's not too bad.
Let's see if this works. Oh, it kind of works, I guess. No.
Okay. Well, can't win them all, I guess. So, Leon, as you and Rhea are sneaking not through, but near Razan land, kind of skirting the edge of the civic center, walking by some of like the outer businesses before there's like a large expanse of sort of just open land that has been, lovingly manicured and kept clear so that you have this kind of nice, gentle vista view from these buildings over to the Razan estates. You're sneaking by, and go ahead and roll a perception check actually for me, please, too, and I'll roll another one for Rhea as you are also paying attention to things as you sneak by. Once again, Rhea sees everything. That's amazing. 2 nat ones in a row for perception for that little girl. She is not doing well. Okay, sorry. That's just funny. It's just funny to me. It makes me laugh. Okay. So, as you and Rhea are kind of sneaking along the outside of the buildings, you are, I guess, what are you doing? What are you looking for in particular? Just kind of like trying to pay attention to yourself as you pass by? Because I imagine you're sneaking and kind of peeking in that direction for a reason.
I'd be looking for Lucy the most, but I'd be paying heavy attention to any guards that would be wandering around the Razan perimeter.
So from this distance, you can see the main Razan estate, but it is quite far away. Let's see, with a roll of 19 for perception, you would maybe see even 1 or 2 figures on the rooftop of that building, far off in the distance, like well over 1,000 feet away. It's quite far away. A couple thousand feet even. But yeah, so very far away. You see this building, and you can see that it looks like there's people there. Rhea, for her part, is like a shadow next to you, but doesn't appear to be really paying attention to anything other than her own 2 feet in front of her and trying to sneak through this harsh daylight. When all of a sudden, as you pass by an open alleyway, still kind of looking off in the direction of the Razan residence, you hear a voice behind you. Leon, I told you to leave.
Of course it's you. I'll turn around.
Well, you know who's there.
Yeah, I know who's there.
I'll just put up a picture because he's there.
Well, I was on the way out, but then you pulled me over. Oh God.
Oh my goodness, it just crashed.
He is a giant.
He is.
He's the size of the entire other side of town.
He's like, I am Eastern Sichuan. Only Duke Lorgner escapes my grasp.
Shit, only half of him. He's halfway onto that land too.
Soon I will take over the whole city. Leon, you can't stop me. Ha!
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Yeah,
Exactly.
no.
He's gigantic. All right, let's make sure that my stuff opens up again. Yeah, my Roll20 crashed when I tried to drag that image in, so just one moment. But yes,
Too much
please
power.
continue role playing. I knew it would be you, and I was just leaving. He says, "You're taking too long." She knows you're here. He kind of like peers over your shoulder, looking towards the Razan residence. She knows you're right here, right now in this moment. Kind of refocuses on you. And you know what I have to do.
Oh, good grief. If I wanted to get her today, I would have gotten her already. You can,
A rare, and very small smile. Would you?
I would have. But I have a more pressing matter at the moment. So go on about your day, and we will meet again later.
Rhea, for her part, has noticed this guy now and is clearly also like on edge, has her hands kind of hovering at a ready position, empty at the moment, but you've seen how fast she can draw her knives. But for his part, Ethramiel kind of just slowly, gently, elegantly kind of draws his right hand down to his side to where his rapier is waiting at his hip, kind of brushes back his cloak. Thumb and forefinger rest on the pommel, and he begins to pull it out of its sheath and says, "I will draw slowly for you, Leon, but run." And he's slowly pulling it out of the sheath. You figure at this rate, you probably have 30 seconds. Rhea's eyes are white, and she's looking at you like, what do we do? What do we do?
Okay. Well, grab Rhea. Let's get out of here. I'm gonna start heading south towards where are we at? Towards the mayor's office.
All right. So are you just moving at normal speed? Are you sprinting? How are you doing?
We will. Well, fucking hate this guy. We're gonna sprint.
Okay, yeah. So, Leon, you break into a flat-out sprint. You are booking it hell for leather as fast as you can. Rhea can easily outpace you, and as she gets a little bit farther ahead, kind of like looks back, slows down, keeps looking back over her shoulder. After about 30 seconds, you hear the telltale, sign of a sword being slid out at high speed. Apparently, he shoved it back in just to pull it out to get this warning noise, but you hear the shing, and you can have a good guess as you see Rhea's expression of that he is actually in pursuit. That's fine, Lucy. You're good with the sword. I'm guessing that after being given it by yoga, you're probably going to sit for a little while and attune to it. But you'll need an hour to do that. Leon and Rhea sprinting. What are you going to do as you realize that there is someone after you? In fact, let's see. Go ahead and roll an athletics check. Something I know that you're very good at.
Yeah, right.
Here's Rhea's athletics. Okay. And here is...
No, I am very good at it.
Oh, you did good at this time. All right. It looks like between you, Rhea actually, for some reason, though it logically doesn't make sense considering her actual movement speed and roguish abilities, is having a little bit of trouble keeping up as you're ducking kind of like through alleys and trying to lose him maybe a little bit in the buildings too. And for your part, maybe it's something about the cards you read this morning, or you feel as if you are taking the right paths, left, right, twisting a corner. But at one point, you know, Rhea kind of gets lost behind. You have to double back and grab him. You see Ethermill round the corner, turn, see you, and he's drawn his bow actually now, and raises it and fires quickly one arrow and then another. So I'm going to have him roll 2 arrow attacks as he fires a longbow at you and Rhea. Okay, it's a 9. That was you. That was Rhea. So Rhea's going to be hit for 1. And then the uncanny dodge thing as a reaction to half damage as a rogue thing is not available at 5th level, is it?
No, that's a 6th level feature.
Okay, so she can't use it. She'll take 6 damage. So Rhea is going to get an arrow in the thigh as the two of you round a corner and once again escape view. And go ahead and roll another athletics check to try and outrun him as you get farther away from the civic center that you're at and closer to the mayor's office, but you're still sort of near the docks. So if you keep going to the mayor's office, you'll actually have a long period of being in the open.
Actually, at a point, I want to try to cut towards the docks.
Okay. This would probably be a good moment just because if you keep going south, you're going to go out into the open for an expanse, and this guy's got a bow out. And you know that he knows how to use it because you've seen him train from years and years past.
Yes, we'll cut towards the dock now.
Right, definitely. Roll another athletics check for me, please.
5.
Excellent. Okay, so for Rhea it was... And then for Ethermill... Okay, so as you are running through the docks, and then as you get onto the dock, another kind of hail of arrows comes flying at you. So I'm going to roll another few attacks real quick. The first 2 are at you, and the third one will be at Rhea. So that hits you, I'm guessing, with a 28.
Yeah,
22 will probably also hit you, and Rhea will be missed with a 12, so I'm going to roll damage real quick. You take 6 and 8 damage as 2 arrows thud into your back. But you are on the docks, and you are running down the pier towards the Coventress. And go ahead and roll a perception check for me there, Leon, as you hop over the railing and onto the deck.
Oh, actually...
Oh, you're not going to go to the ship?
Well, I've got a roundabout way of doing this.
No worries, go ahead.
I want to get within about 300 feet of the deck.
Okay, you are probably still within the buildings of the docks, not quite even on the dock like area yet, and you'll be within 300 feet of the deck of the Coventress.
Okay.
But you can see it.
Okay. As soon as we get within about 300 feet, I want to grab Rhea.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast Thunderstep.
Okay. All right. So you turn a corner. You are out of view of Ethermill for the moment. You grab Rhea, and she's looking at you panicked. She's still got an arrow kind of poking through her thigh. You have 2 in your back. a panicked moment, you grab her and you cast Thunderstep. And where do you go? I believe it's a 90-foot, right?
Oh, crap. Wait, is it 90 foot or... Oh,
So
fuck, I misread that.
the dimension door one is, I believe, 300 or 500 feet or something like that. One of them is like 500 feet or 300 feet, but Thunderstep is
It's 90 feet.
only
you're
90.
right.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
shit.
if you want to wait until you get 90 feet and try the same maneuver, let's see. Go ahead and do a stealth check to find a good spot to duck into. And I will do the same for Rhea with you and aggregate both of them. And actually, I should have been rolling with advantage for Rhea, because she has the what is it that she has? She got them boots of elvenkind to move quietly. This is for hiding, so this isn't advantage. Okay, so we got a 12, we got a 25, and then we got what this guy would roll. Well, so
Hey.
yeah. So as you duck around the corner, Rhea actually pulls you into a deeper nook that's a little more hidden, and you grab onto her, and just as you begin casting the incantation for summoning this Thunderstep spell, you see Ethermill's face pop around the corner, and then it goes off. And please roll damage for me, and I will roll, what is it, a dex save, right? Or is it a con save?
Yeah, well, I had to move this thing. It is a con save.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's going to fail.
He's going to take 29 damage.
Holy fanoodles. Dang. Okay. Wow. I'm going to say that he also gets knocked prone. Wow. Wow. Holy crap. That is so much damage.
That is
Well.
wildly out of normal for these spell rolls.
Yeah. 3d10. 29. Oh, dang. Okay, let me just write down 29 damage. Okay. Ethermill takes a devastating blow, but you don't see it because you are suddenly standing on the deck of the Coventress. It has to be a point you can see, and you can't see inside. So I am going to quickly roll a perception check for him, because he might be able to see you in a moment when he gets up. He's been rolling fire tonight. For her part, Rhea in your arms is going to like open her eyes again after the huge boom, which everyone in the town has now just heard another explosive boom. And now there's like debris falling off of one of the buildings inside the docks, because you just thunderstepped and it deals damage to things nearby and makes a loud noise. So everyone inside the ship will hear this loud and maybe and maybe a as two people land on the deck just above your heads. Let me roll a stealth check for Rhea as she says, "We gotta hide." And Leon she grabs you and pulls you. We're gonna go back to the Coventress now. Please roll a stealth check also, as you are kind of ducking down to hide from Ethermeal as he, in a daze, gets up and looks around for where you may have gone.
So
all right, so with the 12 and the 26, though, combined, it's still more than enough to beat a 10. And it's really appropriate that he rolled very low after rolling really high a bunch of times after that. So the dice, once again, give us beautiful moments to remember. As we hop back to the Coventress, Leon and Rhea, I will un-GM them from the GM layer. and I will then move them to where they are, which is, at first you appeared right about here, which again is above everyone's heads. You ducked down, ran over to the side, and then both went into the ship. And this is where we will now have everyone available to play at the same time. Bron, you're, if nothing else, you just got woken up by the loud boom. No one downstairs knows what's happening, and only Rhea and Leon, who just arrived, do. So, action.
Okay,
What the fuck was that?
Holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. And you
What's
see
happening?
Rhea run downstairs, and she's bleeding from an arrow that's like stabbed through her thigh.
Oh, that shit hurt. Okay.
You see two arrows sticking out of Leon's back, and he's walking kind of a little bit, you can tell he's pained.
Damn it! And I'll pull out 2 greater health potions from my pack.
We're immediately just gonna like just run out there to see what
No,
happens.
it's okay. Don't go up there and roll a perception check.
Damn.
So, Lucy, for your part, coming up on deck after that loud explosion, you will see some smoke from, coming from a nearby building. A lot of people running and kind of heading in different directions. There's a sudden sense of profound panic in the general vicinity, and you can see people are kind of like very, very warily peeking out of cover towards whatever it is that caused this smoke to be now kind of just wafting from this place. People are coming out of the smoke. People are going into the smoke. That's about all you can tell from here.
Do we see like anybody coming towards this ship?
Nope.
Cool.
No one seems at all interested in what's going on over here, or even aware that there's someone on deck watching them. You're basically people watching from the deck of your ship as a tragedy unfolds on the docks after another explosion rips through this already petrified community.
Do we see
And on the
anybody
day before an election, no doubt. Talk
see
about
anybody
national
hurt?
security. You can't tell. Maybe it's the distance, maybe it's the smoke, maybe it's the cries of terror that still kind of pop out here and there. But you can't tell if anyone's hurt. Not from where you are. That's true. Are we the terrorists?
We're gonna stay there for a little bit and just kind of watch, give it a few moments before we go back down.
Mm-hmm.
So if everyone else wants to continue.
Kleeck, if you head up, perception check for the same thing.
Okay. Oh.
With a delightful roll of 24, Kleeck, you will see actually through most of the smoke, maybe because you get a little more altitude as you take a look. But you'll see that it looks like part of a building has collapsed. Yeah, it looks like part of one of the storage structures along the docks has been partially caved in, and that the smoke in the air is mostly just from the debris suddenly being dislodged, and it's just dust kicked up and what have you. There's no fire, there's no explosions, but definitely a loud boom and quite a bit of damage. Some crates seem to have been exploded and shattered nearby. You don't see any blood. You don't hear any cries of pain. 24. Are you getting any aerial? Like, are you going up at all, or are you just taking a peek at it from the deck?
He'll fly up somewhat. Just looking around.
All right. You will actually see, and probably recognize, because it was only yesterday that you met him, the cloaked form of that elf that you saw kind of trying to sneak away from the scene. He kind of limping, looks pretty injured, and is also quite covered in dust. But quickly is lost from view just as he rounds a corner, and you lose an angle on him. But you definitely saw him leaving the scene and recognized him, especially with that good roll. So
All right, I'm gonna be flying back down. What the crap happened?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why do you have arrows in you? And why was there an explosion? Why are buildings collapsing? Why was that elf guy sneaking away? Did he blow things up or did you? I'm assuming he's the one who shot you.
The answer to all those questions is yes. But
Rhea nods.
Dumbstruck bird.
we were. I'm gonna look at Kleeck. We were looking for. I'm gonna cock my head over toward Lucy and point at her. Her.
Hi.
Lucy, you're back.
We're gonna go
Are
get
you
Rhea.
okay?
We're gonna hug Rhea.
Ow,
Gently.
ow, 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 ow. I got an arrow in me. It hurts.
We're gonna try to tend to her wound.
Don't pull the arrow out until you're ready to patch it up, because once you pull it out, it's gonna bleed more.
Bron, you're good at this stuff, right?
Yeah, get out of my way. Let me look.
All right.
And drink this while you're at it. And I'll hand her a potion of healing, a greater one.
A greater one? Okay, what's it on that? Is it 4d4 plus something?
4d4 plus 4.
Oh man, she's only taken 6 damage. So she for percentage
All
sake
right.
is
Let's-
at 80%. Looks not too bad. She was running with this in her. She's she's not like dying.
Let's do a regular potion of healing then.
Okay. I just wanted to give you scale.
I get one of them.
2d4
These
plus
fuckers
4
hurt.
for that?
Yeah, you're getting one as well. 2d4 plus 2.
Okay, plus 2 then would be 8 and would be more than enough to heal her back up to max. So Rhea is fully healed. And
so Leon, you get one too.
Oh wow.
Poop. Oh, Leon, you should have had mine. I mean, I was really thirsty though.
Yeah. It's okay. Oh.
Hey, Bron, you got any liquor?
Not on me.
All right. 1 minute. I need to move the camera view. She goes in, comes back out later with a large bottle, and takes a seat and starts drinking. Brightleaf is just watching everything.
We shall help.
What happened?
Well, we went to the barracks and talked to the captain. Then we went looking for Lucy. And then shithead decided we were making trouble for some reason. That being said, I also organized us a meeting with the captain later tonight. Wow, that arrow really fucking hurt. And he's just gonna lurch forward a little bit. Oh.
What did they
What
do
about
with the
y'all?
arrows they pulled out of them?
I mean, they're just arrows. I'm gonna say, for the purposes of it, that there's no roll to remove them. Bron is sufficiently skilled with healing magic and such. Yeah.
I'm not asking if they got removed. I'm asking where they put them.
Oh, I don't know.
With the arrows.
Probably tossed on the ground for now and forgotten for the sake of expediency. But there's 3 arrows.
Just gonna add those.
Friend-blooded arrows.
You don't get a reputation for being resourceful if you don't learn how to reuse things.
You find that the wood is of a noticeably different kind than you're used to, and that the fletching also is perhaps of a non-local bird. Also, I'll be right back. Maybe let's take a quick break as it's somewhat around middle time. So 10 minutes.
All right.
What kid?
All right, BRB.
Um, I guess, let's see. I have one, so that's 9. So how's everybody's week?
I've been sick for the entirety of it so far.
That's awful. He got the Rona.
No, probably not. Likely the flu. Literally went to the doctor today, and between I had corona before and I am vaccinated against it, it's possible it's that. It's just really unlikely. And even if it was, like, at this point, like, I'm not in any sort of area or group where I would have significant issues with it, and I would just be waiting it out the same way I'd be waiting out a flu. At this point, it's just, treat the symptoms as they come. Gonna be on a cocktail of meds for another day or two at least, just to deal with it,
I need to go take a shower at some point. I'm covered in carbon fiber, did I? I'll do it later. I'll do it after the game.
Yeah. On one hand, kind of sucks to finish out the last week before Christmas break with at least the majority of it being sick like this, but I mean, at the same time, if there was ever a week I was gonna be sick as hell for, it would be the last week before break. Because at least there's not a lot of serious stuff I really need to urgently work on. Although I'm sure as hell missing out on assignments that I need to catch up on.
Better now than later.
Yeah, tomorrow is gonna be a lot of work for me.
I want food.
What did you have last week? Because you sounded dreadful.
Huh?
You were sick last week. What did you have? Silence.
I just
Fantastic.
wasn't like I don't know what was wrong. I think I just wasn't feeling good,
Okay.
and I was just tired.
Hey, that's fair.
I'm gonna go find a snack. BRB.
Yes, snack time.
Good. 5-hour energy regular ask one. What the hell?
Eh. Ugh.
Well, I'm back. I hope I didn't make it.
Nah. Just floating around.
Ping when you're back. Tee-hee. There's one. And two.
I want food.
What food do you want?
pizza.
Ooh, that does sound good.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Yeah, me too, bud. Me too.
Yep. It's unfortunate, but there it is. So we have Leon, we have Kleeck, we have Lucy. We are waiting on
Yes, sir. I'm here.
All right. So if that's everyone, then let us continue with the group now back again below decks and discussing what just happened and how to deal with it. Kleeck, you were inquiring about the arrows that you had just had pulled out of your friends, and the arrows are both the arrowhead and the shaft and the fletching. I guess not both, all three of are quite unique to what you are used to.
Still act as normal arrows, I assume.
I mean, yeah, they're still just normal arrows, but they're
Okay.
of a more curious, rarer elven make.
Okay.
You know, go ahead and roll your tool usage to know more about them. Oh, betooled one.
What stat is that plus proficiency?
Intelligence with your proficiency bonus added.
That's +5.
Yeah. Yeah, with a 13, you can tell these are elven arrows. They're probably made of some rare, strange wood from Belforay. You know, it has a kind of that signature elven design in the arrowhead, and yeah, again the fletching. So yeah, it's nothing you don't already know, or that I haven't already said. Just a further confirmation of the origin.
Okay.
Well, says Brightleaf, is everything okay now?
Yeah, I think we'll be okay. I think that little stunt I pulled got him off of us, if not drawing a little more tension.
Are you sure we shouldn't strike now and finish him off? It seems like he's going to continue to be a problem. I mean, he's pretty sneaky, Brightleaf. I mean, he came up on us and we didn't even know he was. All the more reason to kill him now while he's out in the open. Right, Bron?
If you tell me where he is, I'll fucking kill him.
We should go now.
Who are we talking about?
So who they're talking about is, well, that's pretty much in character. I'm just gonna shut up and play it as Rhea. You know that elf guy who came up to us and was all like, "Leon, get out." It was that guy. Yeah. He kind of just appeared and was all like, "I'm gonna kill you," and run away and such. And then he came chasing after us and tried to kill us. And she like kind of pats her healed thigh, which you can still see like a little hole in the fabric of her pants where the arrow had poked through. And she's like, "Got me pretty good. You know how fast I am."
Bron like goes back into the room where he was sleeping, and then he comes back out with his gear and his spear, and he's like, "Where is he?"
I mean, last I saw, he was on the docks, and then Leon grabbed me, and he came around the corner, and suddenly we were on the boat, and we ran down here. I mean, I don't know where he is now. If he's dead, he's in the cloud out there, and if he's still alive, he could be anywhere.
Do we
He's fast.
actually know like who that person is? Like, does Lucy know?
So Lucy, again, you probably would have seen him because he walked up to the group like before the ferry exploded. It was after you decided to do the stakeout, and then you went to go do your shopping stuff and all that. Yeah, it was that guy who walked up and was like, "Leon, you need to leave town. You're bothering your sister, and she's gonna, start freaking out if you don't get out of here. And I'm also supposed to kill you. This is my fair warning to you. Leave now." That was the warning he gave before, kind of in front of everyone, ignoring everyone, only attention to Leon. So you all would have seen him because you were all there in that moment.
All right.
Yep. He is. I guess. You're right. I don't know. If we're gonna do this, we need to do it discreetly. The guards are already kind of pissed at us.
I can imagine after we just blew something up again that they're really, really going to be pissed out that it ate.
Wait, why are they mad at us?
I mean, they shouldn't be. I don't think anyone knows what happened. So, as long as no one tells nobody, and I mean, it shouldn't be an issue then. It'll just be another freakish accident that's happening in town.
Bron's gonna just go up to where he can look around to see if he can see anything.
The revolving door of perception checks continues. Please give me a and feel free
cast the guidance
to use guidance.
Oh, I'm really gonna need this.
We're gonna come up here too. I'll look around again since we know what we're looking for.
7.
With a 7, you see a crowd of people looking at a cloud of smoke at the edge of a building that sustained some sort of damage. Beyond that, it's a normal day.
I use some of my healing hands and get myself back up to working order. That shit hit like a truck.
How much do you need to do that?
9.
9? Okay. You use up 9 of your healing hands.
Hit like a truck. I'm gonna go up and see if I can spot him anymore.
Yeah. So everyone who's heading back up on deck, I'm going to have Brightleaf. And as you're heading up on deck, Yoga says, "I will stay here for now. I'm sort of hungry." And he kind of disappears into the kitchen. And Rhea's like, "Good for you, Yoga," and heads upstairs to join the rest of you. And so you're all kind of peeking up there now. So I'm just going to also roll for Rhea. Oh my god. That's the third in a row. You guys, that is the third natural one in a row for perception checks for Rhea.
Rhea is just blind today.
She was blind with worry, and now she's blind with relief. She's just blind. So
yeah, next should just be blind.
That's amazing. That's I mean, how do you guys interpret that?
I don't know. Sand in the eyes.
Looking around with her eyes closed.
I haven't been sleeping well, you guys. I'm really worried about Lucy all the time. So yeah, Brightleaf also doesn't see very well. So yeah, I'll just say that Lucy and Kleeck, between the two of you with a 16, Lucy, you can tell that for the most part it looks like this scene has been cleared. It's mostly just people looking at the damage now. Yeah. Everything. Ooh, nice crit. Everything seems fine. They're just people have come out and started to assess the damage and clean up. People still seem kind of freaked out. Kleeck, you can tell this as well. People still seem kind of freaked out, like what just happened. Believe it or not, with those rolls, you will see that the guard captain has just arrived with probably like 20 of his elite guard with him, and is starting to cordon the area and like shoo people away and looks furious. He was amiable the first time you met him. He was congenial during the duel, despite being dazed with his injuries afterwards. But now the continuous cavalcade of calamities in his town, he is pissed. And his face, though furred, is about as red as his mane. So he's kind of like going through the rubble and like looking for bodies, looking for a culprit, kind of snarling and as he barks orders at people. You know, a cat barking, that's great. So this is what you see from the docks, Kleeck and Lucy, with your higher perception rolls. Everyone else, you will take a little bit longer to notice, but you will also notice that the people are being cleared away as the guards are coming in, and it'll take Rhea about 5 minutes longer to notice. But yeah, you see the guard captain come by, and the area is now locked down. Most of the people have been pushed away. The owner, apparently, based on how they seem to be acting as if they are the victim in all of this, despite having no injuries and no dirt on them, is pleading with one of the guards. The guard kind of calls over to the guard captain. Guard captain comes over. He begins speaking with him. He seems quite upset. Both the plaintiff and the guard captain. But after a few angry and somewhat dismissive snarls from Captain Miles and an about face and heading back to the wreckage site, the forlorn owner of the building turns and goes to sulk and consider how they will best get reparations elsewhere. It appears that the guard captain does not care about someone demanding answers when he himself is still demanding answers. He's quite upset. So you just watching this play out, you guys. He's not even looking, and let's see, even if he is looking around for stuff, I'm just gonna roll an investigation check for him. Where's my Miles card? Where are you at? Yep.
As soon as I see Miles, I'm gonna duck down hard as fuck.
Okay. So if he looks in your direction, that's his investigation check for him just looking around. So you're watching him poke through the rubble, doing his investigation check. Here's his perception check. He won't notice you. Like, unless you nat 1 and you have just a bad modifier, you will be able to hide easily from his casual... He's not paying attention either. Like, he's super laser focused.
I think
Honestly,
all of us have a positive dex, so...
Yeah. Your passive stealth will beat that, so don't worry about it. Passive stealth, that's not a thing, but you know what I mean. I won't even make you roll for it in this moment. He appears to be pretty singularly focused on his investigation roll, which was actually pretty good despite his -1. So mechanically, narratively, it's all lining up. So as he pokes through the rubble, he's not going to find nothing because there's nothing that would have triggered this because it was Leon. So eventually, he's just going to kind of let out a Leonin roar and just kick over like a large chunk of dislodged building and like march back off to the north towards the guard hall. Like a number of the troops will follow him, and some of the guards will just kind of stick around and like be looking at the rubble and each other like, oh geez, I don't know if I've ever seen him this mad before. And eventually they kind of all follow, and the shopkeeper, the one who owns this particular piece of property, is kind of left scratching his head, watching the guards leave. Like, what? No one's going to tell me it's going to be okay? He starts complaining to random passersby, and no one really knows what to say to him. He definitely doesn't notice you guys like 90 feet away, almost exactly, on your boat watching.
Apparently
So
Lucy is going to speak to him or approach him.
Lucy jumps down on dock to go to building owner. If you walk up to him, he'll definitely notice you. Oh, milady, Milady, did you happen to see what happened here?
I did not know.
So it's a more elderly, like maybe, in their 50s, something, halfling man. You didn't? No one seems to know what happened. It's just my I own several properties, you see, and this one, I mean, without the corner. Oh, and he's just kind of like, what should I do? The guards, they didn't even listen to me. He said, if you don't know what happened here, I don't have any time for you. He's just that roar. It was so frightening.
Come down off the ship too.
We're gonna
To talk to
describe
guy.
the dude that saw before, the one that like we're chasing them. And we're gonna say like that.
Ethermeal? Okay.
Involved. Yeah, we're gonna be like, we know that person's involved. They probably are the cause of this. You could probably tell the guard captain that, and then maybe that'll help you get reparations for the building.
Okay, which is better, deception or persuasion? Pick one, because it's slightly deceptive, but because, like, he's not the cause, but also, like, you kind of don't know that, and he is involved, which is true. So pick either to roll, because I'm fine with accepting either.
Don't forget you have that rune that could help you out here.
It's a passive thing, so yeah.
I'd like
Oh,
to
crap.
help give
There you go,
reasons
nat
if I
20.
can.
Oh, you... Okay, and I won't make you roll anything to describe the guy. I'll ask you to, in character, describe this character that you remember seeing.
I don't know the person, so I don't know how to describe them.
Oh no.
Elven guy. He leads the security troop of Madame Razan's.
Yeah, Elven guy leads the troop of blah blah blah. I don't know if we actually know that.
That's about all I can think of. I couldn't tell you his like hair color or anything like that.
Gotcha, no worries. You wouldn't know his hair color because he wears a cloak with a hood, and the hood is usually up. So
there's like this kind of outfit, and he's probably about like this tall. And
I am going to roll an intelligence check for the shopkeeper, who's not stupid, but not super smart, to see if they would recognize and remember possibly seeing this person in town they don't. I have no idea who you're talking about, but you say they're the reason why my building's blown up? With a 26, he is very convinced of whatever you said, even if he doesn't know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
And how can I get this information to the guards and get them to help? I cannot afford to repair this, especially since I'm not going to be getting any more shipments from across the river because it's closed and the ferry's gone. And you say I should go to the guards with this, but how can I get them to believe me? They didn't even listen to me before.
How about this? Keep your eye out, and you could tell your friends or whoever, and just let it know if you find them. And then we can go and try to get the guard, and we can try to convince him too. You're
saying a tall, powerful elven man in a cloak, and a bow and a sword, kind of greenish, is running around blowing up buildings? Is he behind what happened with the ferry last night?
Possibly? I don't know. I don't know what caused the ferry to go boom, but...
I guess roll deception again.
We actually don't know. I don't think.
I know it's probably going to go well.
I don't think we were told. But we still roll deception even though it's the truth.
Just roll persuasion then. Yeah, you're good. He believes you. Oh my goodness, I'll tell everyone I know. We absolutely have to keep an eye out for this elven cloaked man. He's ruining our town. Thank you so much for this information.
Oh my god.
I guess I should go to the guard captain right away. He seems so angry.
What's your name?
I'm Edwin Brubaker. I'll type that for you.
Do we have like a notes channel for that?
You can pop it in the session note stuff. I'll just make my own session notes, and then you can throw your own session notes in there.
There we go.
Oh.
Um, how much do you think it would cost to repair your building?
Oh, if I got a competent developer, probably not more than 80 gold, but it's really the principle of the thing. I want whoever did this to be caught, and to be honest, I'm really worried about how my coffers are going to suffer with the trade of across the river blocked in this way.
Do you know anyone that supplies materials of like iron, wood, anything else that could be used to build a bridge?
Well, you could talk to the Landerfeld family. You could talk to, I believe there's still a development firm on this side of the river. And think the Gardenios may know who to talk to. If you can get across the river, there's plenty of sourcing and firms that would be willing to help you. But again, getting labor and materials across the river at this point is going to be a major hassle.
Well, we have a ship to get the majority across. There's people in the rowboats, so people can at least get transported. And then,
Yes, but so little.
what's your thoughts on the landless?
Oh, the landless?
Mm-hmm.
You know, some of them are family and friends. I'm lucky enough to own land still, but I remember when the Babcocks and the Tenderfoots were uprooted. It was really nasty business. I don't know how the mayor sleeps at night, but that's not really something I can help with because I don't get to vote. Landerfeld does.
What would you think if we got the landless to be able to help build the bridge, and then they would get the honor of it, and then possibly get land? If we could work out some sort of deal for that, and maybe they could even come work for you too.
If you could get Mayor Zinfelter to agree to that, then praise be to you.
See what we can do, and just let us know if you see the elf person.
I will let you know. I will let the guards know. My lady, may I ask your name and where I can call on you so that I can let you know?
Yeah, my name is Lucy, and then that's my ship right there.
Very close. Okay, my lady Lucy. I will go and speak with Captain Miles, and I will come back to survey the damages, and I will look into a developer for this. But thank you for listening to me, and thank you for the advice. You keep an eye out too. Be careful. If he's this dangerous, I can't imagine what he would do to a kind woman like yourself if he caught you alone in one of these dark streets at night.
We're just gonna kind of just like flash the rapiers and be like, I think we'll be fine.
I see. Well, then, perhaps that would be for the good, then, yes?
Yeah.
I'll be off now, thank you. And he kind of bows obsequiously and leaves the encounter area.
No, I'll head back to the boat. Well, we now have Edwin Brubaker, who owns that building. He's going to look for the elf person and then also possibly report it to the guards, and hopefully the guards will then help them repair their building, and then also kind of look for a developer in terms of so we could maybe get a bridge built for everybody.
Well, you see, that's a lot. That was pretty fast.
Yeah, now we also need to go try to figure out how to actually get a bridge built, because that way people don't have to keep using rowboats to get across, and then life can go back to normal. What do you guys think? Hello?
Okay, there it is.
I mean, if we can organize something that can benefit all of them, I'd be happy with that. Although I'm also not very experienced in organizing people or building things. I'll help where I can, but I might just end up putting more time into my personal projects.
Think we could.
What should we do? Because the mayor may not help us. We could try to work out some sort of deal where the landless could possibly get some land if they help build the bridge.
That could work. That could work. Lucy, you and I could go and do that. Bron, are you still wanting to go and hunt down Ulrich?
Damn right.
Yeah, what happened, like, with the barge?
Ah,
Brightleaf looks ashamed.
Yes, what did happen with the barge?
Well, Bron said to make a distraction when he took the Lord, and I shot a flaming arrow at a wagon on the ferry and then jumped off the side. And then it exploded.
See,
We're just gonna stare horrified.
yeah, excellent distraction. Little bit collateral issues. Excellent distraction.
I feel so bad for the horses.
there's no way we could have known something like that would happen.
So what happened with some lord person?
Ah, the Lord Earl. He's dead. I killed him.
Eh?
Yeah. I saw a really important looking person on that barge, decided to kidnap him, realized he wasn't all that useful, we couldn't trust him, so I stabbed him in the neck.
Kleeck looks uncomfortable as he listens to this conversation.
You say it so calmly and evenly. Sorry, that's great.
What, Bron speaking about stabbing the guy, or me
Yeah,
speaking
we
about being
kidnapped him.
uncomfortable?
He wasn't useless, or he wasn't useful. Stabbed him in the neck.
I'm gonna need you to run that by me one more time.
Don't worry, we made sure that it couldn't be traced back to us. See, we burned his body before dumping him in the river.
Oh, 'cause that makes it better.
I mean,
Lucy, you will remember that the Lord Earl is the gentleman who was at the terminal for the ferry, who took your money before he let you board.
Oh no, I know.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
I mean, he's not gonna tell anybody anymore.
I would hope not, 'cause that would be very concerning.
Yeah. So, it'll be okay. I still think it was drastic, looking at Bron, but it solves the issue.
Bron just shrugs.
Well,
All right. So,
wait. Well, they got.
What?
What would they do with all of their land?
What do you mean?
If they're dead, what would they do?
Well, right now it's getting torn to shit
Wait,
by the guard, so it won't be for
I know
sale
this
for a
one.
little
I
while.
know this one. I actually learned a little. I've learned a little bit about the normal laws. Doesn't it usually pass down to an heir?
Yes.
Do they have an heir?
Earl? Yeah, did Earl have an heir?
I don't know.
None of you are aware if the Earl had an heir.
So
At
it's
least I got the
probably
question right.
yes, very good, Kleeck. So it's either going to an heir or it'll be up for sale after they're through rummaging through it. Yeah. All right. So if we're going to knock these out, Lucy, you want the landless to try and help build a bridge?
I'm gonna try to get them land. So make sure that they're not gonna keep getting just kicked around.
I will say, if we're gonna try and build a bridge, this is a really big river,
Yeah.
and like a lot of really big boats go through it.
Can make like a little drop bridge thing, just like have
I
it
don't.
open and closed.
I don't
Like a
think
moat.
it would be very little. How wide is this river again, DM? Like
Ooh,
hundreds of feet?
it's hundreds and hundreds of feet. Like, it's a wide river. It's a wide, lazy river. Big chain winch across.
I'll make
Like,
a perception check.
There's a reason. That's probably why they had a ferry in the first place instead of a bridge.
it's not
a
that it
really
can't be
big
done.
river.
It's just that it's tougher to do, and I mean, there's some other stuff there, but whatever.
What if we had just like floating pontoon pieces that are anchored down?
Oh yeah, that's another way to make a bridge, like a pontoon bridge.
Oh,
There's many
oh
ways to
wait.
make bridges.
How would that let boats through?
We could
Hmm.
have a section that could just be unlocked and just move it out the way and then move it back when it needs to go back.
I don't know. I'm not a bridge biologist,
I don't know,
but
it's kind of
that
like boat
sounds
logic
a
because boats
little.
float. So you think of it like a boat and you just move it in the water.
Well, I'm not a boat biologist either.
Go ahead and make a perception check, everyone, as you talk about boat biology.
Can I cast guidance?
I'm a bird
Sure.
biologist.
Ooh.
Guess I
Oh,
might not really need it, but hey-ho.
20 plus.
either I took
20
Rhea's
plus
one, or I rolled my own, and Rhea's gonna roll a one again.
Your brain
So,
hurts from thinking about bridges.
Bron, Leon, as you kind of glance up and down, and also I will say,
Where's Rhea's roll? I
Brightleaf,
want to see
it's up
Rhea's
above.
roll.
It's up above.
Is
Rhea's
it?
roll was 11. So as Brightleaf, Braun, and Leon kind of look up and down, you take in the number of boats that are here in the docks, and roughly you think that if you took all of them together, including the Coventress, you could probably span it, but you would need to, have things to connect the decks and things to hold them in place. And again, it would take your boat. And there wouldn't be a way to cross the river upstream using, any sort of boats anymore. You'd have to kind of find a really weird way to sneak around or through. So you look at the number and type of boats here, and you consider it might be possible. But at that same moment, Leon, Brightleaf, and Ron, you'll notice that there are some of the elvish bodyguards that you have seen before kind of lurking around the docks. And they seem to be kind of in this general area of damaged building, kind of peeking around it. And as you all are on deck now, you start to see one and then another of them kind of creeping into the area. It looks like they're trying to be stealthy, but from this vantage point, they don't know, what to be hiding from. So as they kind of, hurriedly scamper from cover to cover, sometimes even, in full view of you, they are kind of trying to move around and investigate the area. You don't see Ethermill, but you do see 1, 2, another one moving over there, maybe 3, maybe 4. You see a few of them.
I think maybe it's best we move this conversation below deck.
Why?
I think we're being hunted right now.
Oh, you mean you?
Kleeck,
All of
they've
us.
seen you before. Get low. And
Oh. Well, I
everyone,
mean,
please roll
he's just
stealth
gonna-
unless you're deciding not to hide.
Leek's just gonna kind of gesture to his 3'8" self. I'm already kind of low.
That's true. Oh,
I think
jeez.
all of you that are known by them should probably go hide.
Oh no!
No.
This is
Um,
amazing. You guys are hiding very well.
Could we try to hide in front of someone, or kind of hide them per se?
So that's a special halfling ability that a halfling can use a creature of larger size as cover to hide behind. I'm guessing that for the most part, everyone's either just falling prone and using the railing as cover, or throwing themselves against the railing and using it as cover, or against some other stairwell or bulkhead. And that this stealth roll was to see how quickly and whether or not you were noticed, whether or not you know that you were noticed doing so.
Lee
For the
probably
most part,
ducked
everyone's going to
down.
think that they're being stealthy. That's what you're
Leek
trying to
probably
do.
ducked down, but left his wings sticking up or something.
Something like that. Leon, you're probably hiding, but your top hat is poking out of cover or something. Like something really, really obvious. Something like that.
No.
Like,
I am stealth.
I am stealth.
could we do anything kind of stand there to help them?
Yeah, so Rhea got a 14. Again, she is to move quietly. It's not to move quietly, really. It's just to hide in general. I'm gonna, and then I rolled for Brightleaf already. That was the 9, so 15. So they're both pretty stealthy as they dive for cover. Rhea's gonna dive for cover along the railing. Let's see who else rolled what. We have a 5 from Leon and a 6 from Kleeck. I need a Bron and a Lucy roll still.
Will we be able to just give our roll to Leon?
I mean, at this point, technically, Lucy, you would be known. You would be known. You mean give your roll to Leon?
Yeah, as in we're not gonna hide because we weren't attacked.
Trying
You
to
can,
help back.
yeah. Go ahead and let Leon take the 23 then. You having given him the action. Just going to retroactively say that as his hat is standing in the way, you see that the elven bodyguards are getting a little bit closer to the docks, and you step in front of Leon just as one kind of turns and looks over in your direction. And let's see. So you're not going to be hiding at all. Kleeck's wings are going to be poking up. Bron is also not very well hidden. So they're going to see you, and let's see. Do they recognize you? No, that's not what I meant.
We might be in for a fight. We might be in for a fight, lads and lasses.
Yeah.
I don't think they're after Lucy though.
No, they're not after only you, but they see you and they see other people that they are after, like Bron and Kleeck, people that they fought against recently, and they saw all of you with Leon recently. So, please roll initiative as you see the elves start to. One of them says, "There they are," and you have a little stormtrooper moment as they pull out their longbows, start moving for cover, and begin opening fire. So let's go ahead and roll initiative.
Do we have actual map for all of this?
I don't have a docks map, and we're gonna have to ad-lib it a little bit. I can probably open up a different program and just draw some ad-lib stuff. Let's see if I can do that. So first, I'm going to remove this stuff from here, and we will use. Well,
ooh!
No, let's use the map.
Damn, Kleeck.
Damn!
She whoosh.
So 1 second. As I expand this map. All right. Draw a shape.
I'm assuming that is the docks.
Tis the pier.
I mean, could you say that like that's like another ship parked next to us or something?
Yeah, we'll just go with that is the another ship that's next to yours, and we will use. Oops. We will use the currently existing. I'll just move this shape out of the way because I like it. It's the right shape for something. So we're gonna use your current deck and we're gonna use this landing area. And I am going to draw some more terrain because that's what I need to do right now. I need to draw terrain as I ad hoc a map. Okay, so we have turn order for several people. I'm going to do a bright leaf. I'm going to add Rhea. I'm going to add an Ithre Mil. And I'm going to add an Elven Bodyguards. I'm going to add and I'm going to add there we go. That should just about do it. Okay,
Well,
so
do you want some battle music?
I would love that actually. That'd be very helpful.
I got you. I'm gonna just like make a channel just real quick. It's just gonna be a little music channel. Just don't worry about it.
Perfect. That's perfect. I'm all for it. That's 4. Ba, 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 ba.
So like, what kind of music do you want? Do you want this like really like kind of like epic stuff, or do you just want kind of like normal music?
Skyrim belongs to the North.
Oh, we're fighting. So let's get some fighting music.
Let's see, that's 2. Where is this? That could work. What's this one?
Give us that Pirates of the Caribbean track.
Bum 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 ba-da-dum bum ba-da-da-dun da-da-dun dun da-da-dun dun da-da-dun dun da-da-dun da-da-dun dun da-da-dun dun da-da-dun dun da-da-dun. You know the one. Yeah.
That's
Hit it.
Oh yeah, Witcher
Okay.
3. Let's do it.
Yeah, Witcher, that's fine too. All right. So that's the pier. I'm going to need to get some objects in there. Extra large.
You don't come home to take a shower. You just come. It's your beard smell, babe. Go take a shower.
Yeah, for sure. I'm all about that shower.
Me too.
I'll take one in a minute. After I'm done. Jesus Christ.
We gotta kill stuff now.
Get on. We gotta kill stuff now. We're in the middle of something now. I'll take one as soon as we're done.
I'm in the middle of combat. Come on.
We are killing things. Personal hygiene is not of the utmost importance.
My turn on the D20.
Huh? Well, it is your turn. What would you like to do as I still build the setting so that you can see what it is that you're doing?
I assume those are crates.
They're crates and barrels and other obstructive items that provide partial or full
Okay.
cover depending upon how you are resting behind it. I'm gonna say that the rest of this is water before you get to the dock. So let me drop the enemies, and we can get down to the nitty-gritty of this. Let's see, where'd they go? Where'd they go? I used them a while ago to fight you guys, so I need to search for them. There. Okay.
Okay, do you want the current music? Or would
That's
y'all
fine.
want, like, some maybe more piratey like music?
I mean, are you pirates? Is that what we're doing here? We're
No,
pirates,
but
and
like more
Fight on the
ship
docks
themed.
with ships. Yeah.
as in like Assassin's Creed Black Flag music.
Oh, let's hear it, please.
Oh,
I
heck
love Black
yeah.
Flag.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, and that is where we will start combat. Kleeck, you're top of the order.
I don't know how good this is, by the way. Just...
Okay. So, first thing, as is classic. You know what? First, I'll ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
For them hiding behind these,
Yes.
how high up would I have to go to see over them enough for that not to be full cover?
You'd probably have to do
But
a full
only-
move up. You probably have to do a full 50-foot up move in order to get enough of a sight over them to negate their 3/4 cover into half cover. But again, you have sharpshooter, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I'm okay with
as
3/4
long as
cover.
they're not
I
full
just wanna-
cover, you can hit them. So yeah,
I
They're-
just
they
want to go
can-
up high enough that they're not in full cover.
yeah. Some of them can full cover at this point. Some of them are only in 3/4 to half cover. But as you go up, you get a better bead on all of them, and the only one that you can't see is I'm going to ping this one here. So I'm going to also zoom out on the camera view so that we can all see what's going on here. Okay,
Alright.
yes. So only this one can't be seen unless you go up, and even once you go 50 feet up, you can't see them. But you know that
Right.
they're there because you saw them. So who you shooting at? What you doing?
I'm going to go 50 foot up as well as
50 feet
over
up.
here behind this.
Okay, so that mast doesn't go a full 50 feet up. So if you kind of
Okay,
just post
I
up
was
to
wondering
the
about
top of it, you're probably still in a good position. So I'll give you half cover with it as you
Yeah.
kind of
I
perch
figure it
on it,
won't be.
use it as cover, pivot around it, sort of thing.
I figure it won't be amazing for me with my wide wingspan, but it's something. Okay.
Hey, it's half cover. It gets you a +2.
Yeah. Yeah, that brings my AC up to 19 because I know these guys got bows.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to take my first shots at the one in the back that's hardest to see for anyone else, I suppose.
That one is you can't see them at this point.
Oh,
They're
okay.
behind full cover even at this height. They're the only one that you can't see, but you know they're there. Like they're not
Okay.
hidden; they're just behind full cover. You get what
Then
I
I'll
mean,
get-
the distinction. But
Yeah.
yeah, you can see everyone else.
Alright, then I'll go for this one since that one's farthest from the rest of the party.
Sure, and
I have
with
the
your
range.
extended range, and yeah, you can definitely see them. So you can see that they all have their bows out, and they're oh, that's a hit. That's a hit. And these are
That's
regular
2 hits.
shots, correct?
Yeah, I forgot I
Because
had
you didn't
sharpshooter.
call it out. So yeah, okay,
I
yeah,
would've had to
regular
call it
shots.
out ahead of time.
Kleeck, you flutter up about 40 feet to the top of the mast, clamp your claws down in, swing out your longbow, and quickly, and these 2 arrows go flying down the intervening space and strike the elf, one in the chest and one a little in the gut, and you see them kind of double over and disappear behind the crates for a second before peeking back out.
And then I'm just gonna, stay behind the pole or the mast.
Ouch, man, that really hurt. Yep. That's your
Is
go
it
then.
worth action surging yet? No, it's not.
All right.
All right, Rhea.
So Rhea is going to this space here that is inside. I am going to, for the purposes of this, pretend that it is the space above, which is a staircase that goes up, and you know this is what is over here. So she is going to run up this staircase, and then kind of nestle somewhere along the inside of the This is the bow of the ship is the front, yeah? Kleeck, Astro, boat lorist,
Yes.
front of the boat.
Oh, that is the bow.
Yeah, so she posts up in the bow, pulls out her short bow, which has since been restrung, and takes a shot at the... well, actually, she's going to bonus action hide. And then she will take a shot, and I think that's going to beat everyone's passive. I don't think anyone has a passive perception of 20. I know on the other team, they don't. So she is going to hide, and then kind of disappear as she runs up there, and then, as I said, take a short bow shot. Short bow's 83-20, so that'll be within short range. So she will get the hide bonus for advantage, and then she gets the 7 for short bow. So it rolled a 2, I guess. Keep highest 1. I didn't add that. Okay. Let's do that again. Okay, 25 will hit. Okay, so it's 1d6 plus her modifier is 4 plus 3d6 sneak attack damage. So 18 on that fellow. Okay. And she's going to then just stay in that spot, now slightly revealed, but having just pinged someone for some damage. Yeah. Leon, your turn.
Wow. Okay, that was a lot of damage all at once. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Far these guys. Lord, I forgot I had to so far out for this. It's so far.
Yeah, you got some range. Over the forecastle of the ship, you can't really see them at that range because there's that raised area at the front.
Damn it. Now that's what I've been always wanting to do.
Okay.
You can see from your angle. You can see this one though, and let's see. You can see them, and around the forecastle edge, which is here. Yeah, you can't see anyone else from where you are. If you go up to where Rhea is, you can see over the railing of the ship and such. But for now, you can see that one to the north.
I'm gonna run over to right here. I think that puts me in line for this.
Yeah, you can see that for sure.
I need to move 2 more forward, right there.
Yes, you're kind of on the staircase a little bit, straddling it, hiding behind the rail. I'll actually give you 3/4 cover because of the way it rises up there.
Oh, cool. All right, and I'm going to hit them with Mind Whip.
All right. What is that? Is that an intelligence save?
It is.
Okay, so that's let's see. We got for the where did I put the damn thing? For the elven
And I'm
16.
Use... Okay.
They have no modifiers for it, but it's a 16. Does that save?
You said it was a 16 or a 15?
I rolled a 16 with no modifier, so.
So I'm going to use a side ability from one of the cards I rolled, and I'm going to sacrifice 2 health and raise the DC of the save by 2, so that fails.
So, oh, snap. Okay, cool. So it fails. What's the consequences as you raise the card? You kind of just, without thinking, you kind of manifest the incantation to the spell, and you reach out, and this whip of mental energy goes and swipes at the elf, and they seem to resist it. your hand slips down to your side, pulls out this card, just without thought, even just kind of shuffling through and pulling exactly the right one out and kind of channeling through it. And it becomes harder for them to resist, and it breaks through their defenses. What happens to this fellow?
So he takes this much damage, and he
This
can
much.
now own. Oh, it's rolling 7 damage,
Ooh.
and now he can only on his. Let me read this. Make sure. On its next turn, it has to choose either an action, a bonus action, or move. It cannot do all three.
Okay, got you. Thank you very much. I will mark them real quick with. I will do Sleepy because they've been mind whipped.
I don't think there's a confusion.
Yeah, either one. But they can only bonus, move, or action. Got it.
Yep.
You've moved and you've was that your reaction to do that ability?
No, it's something that I can
Just for action?
I can do it whenever I cast a spell. Yeah.
That has a DC. Okay, cool. Then you still have a bonus action, and you might still have a little bit of move.
For my ones, let me do a quick measurement right here. Bonus action. I think I'm okay. I think that'll end my turn because I'm in 3/4 from where I am. So that'll be my turn.
Okay. Then Bron, over to you.
All right. Bonus action, Shield of Faith myself.
Okay.
And can I get onto the dock this way?
Yes, this is dock area.
Alrighty. So I'm gonna move 10 feet here, and then I'm gonna use the dash action, all of my movement, to get myself here.
Okay. So Bron, you hop off the Coventress onto the pier, thunder down the deck. A shimmering shield of faith kind of surrounding you and guarding your movements as it looks like a couple of the elves are now taking a bead on you as you rush towards them.
That's pretty much what I do this turn. Shield of Faith myself, and then just rush in.
Sure. Brightleaf is going to head up the deck. She'll just 5, 10, 15, 20, 25... kind of post up next to, I'm going to move her down to here. That's fine. She has enough movement for it. She's going to kind of post up next to Rhea and take 2 shots at the same one that Rhea did. Just trying to pin down one of them. One of them is actually starting to take a little bit of a bead on Bron as he comes down the neck. So she's going to do 1d20 plus 9. Do that twice. Those will both hit. So 8 plus 5. Wow. They well, let's see. 19 even with the cover. Yeah, even with half cover, that wouldn't help. But very, very little damage. So let's see. This elf takes 2 hits, 2 arrows that kind of wing them, but they are hurting. Let's see. And that is Brightleaf's turn. So let's head to Lucy.
So for this, we're about to move a lot. So 45 normal movement. Then we're going to go, so be there, be dash.
Mm-hmm.
So then I'm just gonna put a little mark on that little square real quick. White doesn't help on a white background.
It really doesn't. It really doesn't.
So, okay, it was just like the second one. So then,
Okay.
can action surge and.
Oh my
Right
goodness. You're just gonna move. Okay.
Yep, and then bonus action Giant's Might.
Okay. So Lucy hops up on the deck and just flat out sprints. uses her action to sprint, uses her action surge to sprint, and then as she slides to a stop behind the cover, as the elf standing behind there is like, wait, what? How did you... Lucy gets big. So I will stretch Lucy so that she is now large.
Big Lucy! Woo!
And that's your turn, because that's everything you can do.
Yep.
You didn't pass anyone's. Okay. So, with that, we move to the Elven Bodyguards. I'll go top down, because that seems the easiest. So, the one that has been mind whipped will... You said action, bonus action, or movement. If they have a multi-attack, does that multi-attack allow for all of the actions therein? Because it's one action to multi-attack, right? So...
I'm pretty sure with my understanding of the spell it allows that, yeah. And I only say that because I play in Riley's campaign. Bunny uses that spell constantly.
Totally makes sense. Okay, so the Mind Whipped one will settle into their spot, not really moving, but will, despite the kind of massive headache, will fire off 3 arrows at the faith-shielded Bron running down the open pier.
Forgot about the crazy multi-attack these things got.
Yep. So that's a miss hit, I think.
My AC is 21 right now.
Oh, so yeah. 2 of them just fly past you as you sprint past. Maybe the Mind Whip is their aim. But the last one, it seems to be dead on. It's coming for you. You think it's going to pierce your heart, and then the shimmering shield of faith turns it at the last second, and it goes flying off and kind of banks off the Coventress's hole into the water. And this elf is kind of dumbfounded. They thought, at least with that last round, the first 2 tracers would have, but nope. You managed to escape unscathed, and their turn's over. Lucy, the one that is next to you, tosses their longbow to the side and draws their longsword and takes 2 swings at you. Oh wait, sorry, short sword. And a little elvish short sword. Okay, so there's the first one. That's gonna miss. That one will probably hit. Does that one hit?
That do indeed.
22? Okay. So this little elf will kind of take a slash at you, and it'll bank off of your armor, and then kind of step in and take another, and it will do 9 slashing damage, piercing or slashing either way. So with that, let's see. Yeah, that's about it. So I'll go on to the next one, the one that's been sneak attacked and bright leafed, and they are going to kind of go behind further cover. So now it's harder to see them, and they're going to take 3 shots at Bron, who's also running down the causeway. Still, 1, 2, 3. So that'll be 1 hit and 1 crit. So I will 1d8 plus 4 for the first arrow that hit, and then I will 2d8 plus 4 for the crit arrow. So 7 and 10 piercing damage, as 2 of the arrows from this not headached elf manage to pass through your shield of faith and slam into you, and that's going to be 2 concentration checks, as Shield of Faith is, I believe, a concentration spell.
Come on, Warcaster, give me... Ah, shit.
Drops on the first one.
So yeah, on the first one it would drop, and the second crit, as it drops, hits even that much harder. So Shield of Faith is gone after the hail of arrows comes at Bron, and he is a little injured as he continues to make his way down the path. For the other 2 elves, let's see. I will have this 4th one will run towards her ally and turn and open fire on Lucy, who is large and terrifying. So 1, 2.
Miss hit.
And that's probably going to miss too.
So 1 hit.
Yeah, so that's going to be a 1d8 plus 4 as one of the arrows does only a tiny bit of damage, wedges itself a little in your armor, and it's like, ow. Ow.
Ow.
Damn it. That's that one. This last one is going to use the volley skill and take a shot at this point, which will hit, let's see, within 10 feet, within 10 feet. So it's going to shoot one arrow at each of those 3 people.
Huh.
Yes, the
I'm
ability
assuming that's
is
arcing and ignoring cover.
it's pick a point. Every target within 10 feet takes a ranged attack. So this one's for Leon. This one is for Brightleaf. And this one is for Rhea.
Well,
So they're both going to dodge on the NPC side. What about you, Leon? Does your 13 AC manage to dodge the volley arrow?
what is his AC?
It's
Oh,
probably...
Leon.
14, and yes, I dodge.
Well, there you
Yeah.
go. So as the arrows thud down on the deck all around you, none of them finding a home.
Those are just
The-
free for me later.
The elf is nonplussed by this result. I will roll the almighty determiner of things that happen. Nope. Kleeck, your turn again.
Alright. I ain't playing around. I'm getting right over here. I'm firing a normal air. My first attack is going to go to this one. Normal shot.
So they're behind 3/4 cover because that crate is larger. I know that's
Okay.
fine, it doesn't matter, but you said normal shot, so go ahead.
Normal shot.
Yep.
Does that hit, DM?
That'll hit.
Alright. So, to start, 13 piercing. And
Okay.
I'm going to use Bursting Arrow. So
Alright.
that is 2d6 for both of them. This is 2d6 force against both. And I'm going to ask DM, how well do those crates hold up?
I mean, to 7 force damage? I would say they're probably knocked askew. Some of them fall down. There's a little bit cover now. Maybe one of them breaks open. 7 damage isn't a whole lot in the grand scheme of things, but it also kind of is a lot. Like, it's enough to kill a regular person. But these are sturdy-ish crates, so, you know, it does some damage to them, but it doesn't explode them. If you'd gotten a 12, it'd be a little different.
Necessarily explodes them, but
Mm-hmm.
with an average damage roll on that, I was hoping that it might deal a little bit of damage to the cover and make
It does do
Brightleaf
damage
and
to the
Rhea's
cover.
job a little easier.
Yeah, so
All
from
right.
3/4, it's now all half cover instead.
Okay.
Unless they
Okay.
go prone.
And my second shot, this is going to be sharpshooter, and it's going to be against this one, the one that attacked Bron.
Okay,
This
go
is
right
gonna
ahead.
Be just +5.
So this is the one that's underneath.
This is 13.
So a
Against
13 is
this one.
going to miss. Oh,
Yeah.
either way, still misses. So your first shot hits them and hits the both of them, and they both seem to take. I gotta add that damage -7. And both of them seem to take some damage from it. However, they are still okay, and that second arrow into the deck does nothing.
All right. Well, this is the part where I action surge.
All right, let's see it.
I'm going to fire another normal arrow.
At whom?
Top one.
That'll hit.
I'm going to bursting arrow again.
Okay. So that's
Another 2d6.
let me do another 8 damage. Yeah, roll that
Plus
2d6.
11 force.
Okay.
Are those crates still there? How are those crates
Let's
holding
see.
up now?
Let me just finish doing the damage.
That's fair. Sorry.
So no, you're fine. You've blown away most of the crates at this point. Let's see.
So I've damaged them both pretty bad and left them without cover at this point, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, most of the cover is gone for them.
I'm happy with that. All right. Last arrow before I actually give someone else a turn. Sharpshooter shot against the top one again. Does a 20 hit?
A 20 will hit, especially without cover and the fact that you have sharpshooter.
25 damage in a single arrow to this one.
On the top one, they're done. They're down. Your arrow thuds through them and pierces all the way through them and sticks into the ground behind them and bump to the ground behind the wreckage of crates and do not move again.
Okay. That's my turn.
Very good. Rhea will peek over the railing again, see that you just destroyed the boxes, will duck back behind cover, look over at Brightleaf. This will be her attempting the hide action once more. Let's see, it's a 10. That probably beats everyone's passive. So she will then attack with advantage the one that is also not behind cover anymore. Thank you, Kleeck, is what she's thinking as she takes this shot. C7. Yeah, I think a 24 is going to do it, so that's going to be 1d6 plus 4 plus 3d6. That looks right. 13. All right. So she's going to continue to stay in that spot. So it's now someone else's turn. And let's see. Grabs encounter card. Okay. So all of a sudden, Leon appearing just behind you. Once I find
no kid.
Appearing behind you as you kind of using it for cover. You see Ithramil holding a sort of wicked-looking, curved, bluish-black dagger, and as you turn around and see him, he says, "I'm sorry," and swings it at you. So, let's see. He uses the action to teleport to within 5 feet of an enemy that's within line of sight. He makes a melee weapon attack with advantage. Okay. Special abilities are cool. Magical weapons are cool. Kill this guy to get his magic weapon. Alright, let's see what you got. 10. Does a 25 hit?
Oh, yeah, that's...
Okay. So he's going to do... Thanks. 1d4 plus 6 plus 3d6. So he's going to do 6 piercing damage as he stabs you with the dagger, and be a sudden jolt of electricity through it that zaps through your body. And then he will pull it free, kind of spin it around back into its sheath, pull out his rapier, and use Action Surge.
Oh, holy God.
And with that, he is going to stab at you 3 times with his rapier. What's it, 9? That's a crit. That's a 13. That's a 14. So that's going to be a crit and 2 misses because your AC is you said it's a 14? So that'd be a crit and a hit, actually. Okay. So that's 2d8 plus 7.
So wait, how much damage is that?
So yeah, let me roll that for you real quick. This is the crit, 18, and this is the regular hit, 9. So you take in total from the first hit with the knife, you take 14. Then you take 18 from the crit rapier hit, and then you take 9 from the second hit with the rapier. And that's going to be his turn. He's been stealthing and rolling really, really well. No one has specifically looked for someone, and passive didn't beat what he had. So he was able to effectively move unseen and prep his attack, which is just a line of sight thing. So he's in the stiff now, and that's his turn. Leon, it's you.
Down.
He's kind of looming over you, his blade dripping with your blood. He doesn't look like he came to play. He still looks a little wounded.
Okay, I guess I'll roll then.
Death save? Are you dying?
Yeah, I'm down.
Oh my goodness, I didn't know that. So yeah, Leon's down, and that's a successful death save, however. So let's move over to Bron.
Oh my god, and I don't even know.
Ooh.
You don't even know? Because you're charging down the path. Yep.
I mean, or it could just be like one of those things like, hey, no.
Yeah, you can notice, like, there's nothing obstructing you from noticing in this moment. It's not like you're forced to look only to the east. Or, I guess this would be to the... that would be actually to the west. Based on the way that the docks are set up, this is actually completely reversed. But it doesn't matter, whatever.
Alright then, so as I'm fucking
Granularities.
sprinting down here, I sort of notice what's going on,
You probably hear
slide, turn around,
pain.
and come right back. I'm like, ah!
Yep, and you hop on, and now you are, flanking. But I'm guessing it's your dash, yeah?
That was my dash, yeah, so I'm going to bonus action spiritual weapon right here.
All right, let me drop it for you. Let's get this in here. Also, just a quick question: how is everyone for time? I know that it's the holidays, but I also know that it's still a school night and everything.
I gotta be going soon, but next week I can go longer.
Bron
Next
cannot,
week-
as he will be gone.
Right.
Let's do what we can. All right. Spiritual weapon
Okay.
exists. You can attack with it.
Let's attack.
An asshole today. I want you to deal with the second one.
14?
He's gonna miss. You notice actually, as you attack him, that he has a blurry outline to him, and it appears as if there are several different ether meals standing in the same spot. So as your spiritual weapon swings through the air, you think you hit one, but since you rolled at disadvantage, you definitely didn't.
Shit. That's my action, my bonus action, my movement, that's it.
He kind of, he has a fuzzy outline to him, yeah. Okay, so that's Bron then. So Brightleaf is going to turn and see this and rush over to Leon and reach down at him and kind of, to bring him back to life. Cast Cure Wounds. Plus, what is her wisdom? It's wisdom, right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Rangers
You
are
can
wisdom.
to consciousness with 5 HP. And let's see, that probably does it for now. She can't bonus action, doesn't have a good economy for that. Lucy, your turn.
Alright. So we're gonna go ahead and attack that one.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna use this fancy spancy new looking rapier that we got.
Get it.
Get it.
That'll hit.
And
Are you going to use a charge?
yeah, screw it.
All right. I will roll a dex save for this this bodyguard here. It's going to be a
12 damage just from that.
They will make the dex save,
That would be fine.
but they do take the D8. Is that's included in the And so
So
you got the 5 piercing, and you got the 1d8 was the 7 lightning, so you have 12. The giant's might adds 2, so 14.
Oh.
Is that the total?
and actually, well, we get extra attack, so we
Yeah,
get
of
to
course.
attack it again,
Go right ahead.
and to do.
A 14 will unfortunately just barely miss. You stab through their cloak, just barely missing their center mass.
Okay, oh. How far are we? Oh, absolutely perfect. Okay, well that's good to know. So I'm gonna go ahead and use. Yeah, we're just gonna use our bonus action, a second wind.
Okay. Heal it up. Nice. Average. Ish.
All right, and that do be our turn.
All right. So the elven bodyguards, the top one will be done with their injury, or their Tasha's the mind whip thing, and we'll see Kleeck, the dangerous floating explosive arrow shooting dude, up in the sky, and we'll remember a previous encounter with him, and we'll begin shooting at Kleeck. Is it 6? 6.
I expected this, and I'm ready to take it. Oh, Christ.
So that's miss hit crit. So I'm going
What
to...
is it with these guys and crits?
There, I mean, it's a look. So 10 on the first one, and 11 on the second one.
Thank God for low damage roll. So 21 damage total.
Yes.
Not quite half my HP.
And then they will move over and behind cover because they can move. The one,
Oh, they just made my job so much easier.
The one who is fighting Lucy will move around her, staying within range, and will exit range. Actually, you can take an attack of opportunity if you.
Do it.
That's gonna hit.
Can I use the charge?
Yes, you have 5, so you can use them each time you attack.
How are they looking?
Not too bad. They've been hit, but not too hard.
Yeah, we'll use another.
Okay, that's 2 charges used. So that's 11 and 4 is 15, and I'm gonna roll their dex save real quick. What was that other dex save? But yeah, that's gonna fail. So they do not have a reaction until your next turn. However, they've moved out of your range. You hit them. They took 15, so bang. But they're now going to raise their longbow that they picked up as they scooted around you and fire 3 shots at you. And since you are not in melee anymore, that's a hit. That's probably a hit, and that's probably a hit.
Yep. And we're also going to use Cloud Rune for this. Use my reaction to choose a creature other than attacker.
You just used your reaction to opportunity attack.
Damn, okay. Fuck, that's why you did it. Never mind.
Unfortunately, yes.
No.
6, 12, and 6 damage. So a total of 24 damage as the 3 arrows thud into you.
That's big of.
The next elf in the row behind the shattered crates, looking over at their friend who is not moving anymore, will, as they scoot down to this cover of crates, will fire 3 shots up at Kleeck. So I'll roll those now. We have 20 plus 6, 3 times. A 22, a 23, and a 13. So that's a hit, and a miss, correct?
Yep. AC 17.
Right. 1d8 plus 4 twice then. So that's a 12 and an 8. So a total of 20 damage as 2 more arrows find their marks in the flying.
3 HP gang? 3 3 HP.
Oh my goodness.
That's
That's
16.
unfortunate because there is one elf left, and they are going to also fire 3 shots.
Guys, I'm going down and I'm falling into the water.
Unless they get unlucky. Unless they get unlucky. So it's going to be a crit, a miss, and a hit, yes?
Nope, they all hit.
They all
My
hit.
AC 17.
Oh, right.
This is
So
rigged.
it is?
This is rigged.
There's a
we're
lot
all
of them.
I think Yoga should probably just kind of come up and start helping.
That's a good idea.
Great idea.
That's a great idea.
I'm gonna be drowning and dying. I might have to bring in my replacement character for this one.
He wouldn't drown and die. So
I mean, if
7.
I'm real lucky, he's light
The
enough
crit,
to
you're
float.
down. So on the crit, you're down, and then they all hit,
Wait.
you said?
Uh-huh.
Wait, the bird. The bird can help.
So let's see. If the crit knocks you to 0 and the other 2 be at 1 death save left, right?
Yeah.
Okie doke. Well, Kleeck is KO'd and is falling through the sky now, unconscious. And so that is
Am I
the
gonna
elven.
take fall damage when I hit the water?
No, it's water. I mean, you
Okay,
probably
so we're
would.
going by Minecraft logic, not real life. Okay.
Correct. We're going by Minecraft logic. So, Kleeck, please roll for
I'm
me a death
fucking
save.
dead. Bye-bye!
And Kleeck, as he hits the water, passes on from this mortal coil and begins to sink into the water. Rhea, having seen this happen, will jump off into the water, yelling "Kleeck!" and then disappearing beneath the surface as she attempts to go and rescue you. Which is possibly not her strong suit. Nope, she's fine. She is able to reach you in the water, and as she gets to you, begins to hold you towards the surface. Has not noticed that you are passed on yet, so she is swimming and holding you up. Ithramil has seen that Leon has gone down, and is turning to address the large, tough guy who has come up behind him now. So he is going to step around and onto the docks again. Actually, I'll have him step here. So that's a 5-foot movement. And he will take 3 swipes at Bron.
Oh dear. Miss.
Okay, so he misses 3 times and then begins to move away and will draw an attack of opportunity. He steps away on the dock, if you wish to do that.
Oh yeah.
10.
All right, I'm going to do
You get attack of
an attack
opportunity
with
from the weapon too. From
No,
the
Do it now.
it doesn't count as a creature.
All right, here we go. Does that hit?
A 15, as it is at disadvantage, will not hit.
Damn.
Yeah, he is blurry and indistinct. As he swiped at you and missed, you feel a little bit of like, wow, how'd that happen? And as you stab out at him, it just kind of seems to pass right by him.
What?
Let's see. Yeah, okay. And so then he is going to, that was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Leon, your turn, please. Oh, you're up. You are
Yes.
on the ground, but you have 5 HP and you're awake.
So I'm going to stand up and I'm going to cast Melfsman Meteors.
Where are you casting this?
It's a self cast.
Oh, it's a self-cast. Okay, what are you doing then?
So I'm going to shoot 2 of the meteors at him. I need him to make 2 separate dex saves.
2 separate dex saves. Ooh, let's do it. So that's 5, and then because he's proficient. So that's a fail and a pass.
So he is going
So
to take.
each creature, so 2d6 and then 2d6 halved. And the meteors are probably going to damage the dock as well. So as you shoot the 2 different minute meteors at him, he's going to notice the first one. I mean, the first one hit him and the second one didn't, but I'm going to fluff it backwards. He sees the first one and manages to kind of like hop out of the way in time, but as he skids to a stop, the other one hits him full on in the chest. And so that's a 2d6 for a 7, and then that one is a 6, and we'll cut that in half for a 3. So a total of 10 damage to him, but a total of 13 damage to the dock. And I'm going to have him roll a separate dex save to not fall in the water, as some of it gives out beneath him. He is going to manage to dodge out of the way, but he is now prone on the docks as your minute meteors smash into the docks and tear a bit of a hole in them. So he's now prone, and that was your action.
Sure. It's bonus action. That's action and bonus action. So from there, I'm going to... Yeah, that'll be my turn. Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. Bron.
I shall use my movement to get myself here, and then I will cast Spirit Shroud on myself. Oh?
No, I just needed to... You noticed that after he took damage, after the meteors hit him, his form is no longer blurry and indistinct.
Yes.
But what are you doing?
So I use my 30 feet of movement to move myself here, and then I cast Spirit Shroud on myself as a bonus action.
Got it. What does this do?
There it is.
Oh, good God.
You call forth spirits of the dead, which flit around you for the spell's duration. Spirits are intangible and vulnerable. Until the spell ends, any attack you make deals 1d8 extra damage when you hit a creature within 10 feet of you. This damage is radiant, necrotic, or cold. Any creature that takes this damage can't regain hit points until the start of your next turn. In addition, any creature of your choice that you can see that starts its turn within 10 feet of you has its speed reduced by 10. Okay. So are you going to make him slow down and take a stab at him?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
$12. Oh dear.
All right, so that will probably miss because it's also he's prone. You have disadvantage to hit from more than 5 feet away. And yeah, there are actually 2 diamonds capable of that in the party's possession. One is in Rhea's possession. One was somewhere floating, maybe in the chest of gems that you got. There are 2 300 gold plus diamonds.
The one that we got as well.
That's what I'm saying. You have one that she stole from Nueva Ecija and one that you gift for saving the town. So you do have... Yeah, so at this point, I think the only problem is that maybe Bron doesn't know Kleeck's dead, because Rhea doesn't even know, but she'll find out in a second. But yeah, so Bron, you miss with your stab, because even though he's...
Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, all I'm really gonna say about this, like, if we can get to him within the minute, yeah, revive him. Like, don't just choose not to do it for meta reasons. I'm not sitting here saying, oh, I want to play a different character, just let me die.
No,
but,
you're
like,
fine.
If that minute runs out, and, like, we would have to go through some, like, plot armor stuff, or pull off some, or go to a third-party thing to res him somehow, I have a backup character that I made for this campaign specifically I can go to. I'm okay with a character death, especially because it was kind of my fault.
Hey, don't worry about
So,
it. It was hardcore. You did
Yeah.
what you wanted to do, and
Oh yeah.
it's Brightleaf's turn. So she's gonna hop over onto the pier, 5 feet, move through Bron for 10 feet, and she is going to start stabbing this guy who's on the ground. So this is going to be with advantage, because that's how you do. I guess no. She's gonna have her longbow out, and she's gonna shoot him on the ground at point blank range because close combat shooter. So that's gonna be a hit and a hit.
I will mention, I don't know if close combat mentions this, but ranged attacks against prone targets have disadvantage.
Even if it's in 5 feet?
Well, normally they have disadvantage for being within 5 feet as of standard, so it wouldn't really stack, because stacking disadvantage doesn't exist raw, but since you have that homebrew close shooter feat, I don't know how it would interact.
Oh, it's a UA one, but yeah, I'm just gonna treat it as if it's now a close combat weapon.
Yeah.
So I'll leave it.
I think it makes sense that with close combat you wouldn't have disadvantage for shooting a prone target within 5 feet, but I just wanted to put it out there just in case, because normally going prone actually gives ranged attacks disadvantage.
Yeah, I feel like if you're
a smaller target
for them, I got you. Especially if you're trained in that particular kind of shooting at people. So yeah, she hops up and is on him like stink on poop. Lucy, over to you.
So how's that one looking now?
Let's see. They're looking almost half dead. Almost half dead.
What? Jesus Christ. You're gonna kill me before I can get one of them. So, Unseen Servant.
Mm-hmm.
Does it act as a creature? Like, in a sense
yes,
of,
it's
if
a
it was
creature
on the
with
other
1
side,
HP.
could I get advantage? Like, by flanking?
I will allow this clever use if you can consider a way if you can flavor how they would give you advantage. Like, I know summoning them and getting them flanking, but like what are they doing? Are they like,
they can't attack, but they can still like go and like kind of like pull their shoulder, touch them, like distract them.
For sure.
So with that note, we're going to move to the other side of this one. Unseen Servant is going to find itself a little right there. We'll just put that token there for now, and we'll just like rotate them. So that's where they are. So that's the thing. So then we're gonna go ahead and attack this one again.
Yep, you have advantage as the Unseen Servant kind of like tickles their ear and pokes them in the side and kind of like gets them a little off center as they try and size you up as you circle around them. The 18 will hit.
Cool. We're just doing normal attack.
So the 11. Okay.
Yep.
That is going to be 11.
It's going to be the extra attack.
Okay.
For the charges, do I need to call it before or after? Or could I do it after?
You can call it after you roll to hit, because you have to hit in order to use the charge. So with a 21, you'll hit. You'll do 5 and then 5, and then they will roll their deck save to see if they fail, so they lose their reaction and they take 10 damage. They're looking pretty dang hurt now. This one's actually looking like they want to maybe turn and run. Is that it for you?
Could I do like an offhand attack with the short sword since it's light?
Sure. You don't get the modifier for being proficient with it.
Right. That is...
Yes, Kleeck literally tore that thing to shreds.
I don't know why I did it 3 times.
So we'll take the 23 and we'll take off the proficiency, that's still going to hit. So go ahead and roll damage then.
So that is 5.
Okay, so that is another 5 damage. Yeah, this one's looking hurt. You are tearing at them. They are not happy.
Yep, that should be all we do.
Okay, and in this new turn, well, we'll skip past the yoga real quick and go to the elven bodyguards. So once again on the elves' turn, this one's going to peek out of cover and take. I'll do 3 shots at Brightleaf as she is menacing her boss. So that's going to be a hit and 2 misses. So 1d8 plus 4. That's going to be Brightleaf taking 11 damage. All right. For the next one that's in combat with Lucy, they're also going to duck back behind cover. For the one that's in combat with Lucy, they're going to take 2 stabs at you. Actually, no, they're going to do what they did before and kind of try and step out of your attack range, provoking another attack of opportunity if you'd like.
No.
No? All right. Now they're going to fire 3 arrows at you. 1, 2, and 3. So it's going to be a hit, and a miss.
Well, one of those isn't going to do damage to me.
Okay.
For
Who's
using
it
our
gonna do
reaction
to?
to do it on that one.
Okay. Can you redirect it? Yeah, okay. Well, yeah. So we'll do the damage then. So 1d8 plus 4. So 9 damage to the friend of the person who was shooting. So they take 9. And then 5 damage to you from the other arrow.
Alright.
Let's see.
We are not looking good at all.
Let's see. The other 2. We'll move around to this corner and rotate. And this one
wait.
will. Yeah?
I'm stupid. I forgot to do Giant's Might.
Oh, yeah.
Damage.
Please roll extra damage for your
That was 1, 2,
for your 2 hits.
3.
So a 2, a 2, and a 4. So I'm going to add 8 damage to that one because that's the one you've been. They are very hurt. In fact, after they take their shots at you, they're going to start running away. And then, let's see, this last one down here is going to take 2 shots at Bron and 1 shot at Brightleaf. I'll do the 2 against first. Bron, Brightleaf. Miss. So those arrows all go wide, and with that, it is back to Kleeck's dead. Rhea, who is trying to pull Kleeck over to the dock. So I'm going to have her roll an athletics check. She does fine. Gets over to the pier, and I'm going to say she's able to pull you onto the pier with her gross movement speed and adequate athletics roll, but that's her turn. And it is over to you, Leon.
All right.
You will hear a panicked cry from Rhea as she realizes that Kleeck is not breathing.
God. Yeah. All right. I need a intelligence save from Yithramil.
Okay, an intelligence save from Yithramil. Got it. As a 12. As a fail.
It's indeed a fail. Let me make sure I get the damage right on this, because I always forget the damage on this one. 3d6.
I know, Astro, you're running out of time. We might call it here in a moment, depending on how things shake out in the next few seconds. Literal
Okay.
seconds of game time.
10 damage,
I'm sorry.
And
I understand. I totally understand. So don't apologize. You're also sick. I want you to rest, not overexert yourself for a game. So, and yes, he will also be fatigued in the same way. He only gets a choice of one thing or the other. So,
yes. And
given that, go ahead.
Is he dead or is?
No, he's hurt. He's quite hurt, but he's not dead. In fact, he's not even half dead.
I need 2 more deck saves.
Oh my goodness. What are we doing? Are you throwing 2 more meteors at him?
Yes, I get 6 charges and I've got 4 charges left.
Okay, let's roll up to the text of that again. Is it everything?
Say that again, we lost you.
When you hit a creature within 10 feet... Oh wait, no, that's the other one. So, each creature within 5 feet of the point where the meteor explodes. So, if you want to shoot them at him, you'll hit Brightleaf. If you shoot them next to him, you'll not hit Brightleaf.
Yeah, I want to shoot it right here.
Okay.
I will roll his ass back into Brightleaf.
I'll roll his 2 deck saves. That's probably going to be a fail and a fail, yeah?
Yep, those both fail.
Wow, so yeah, roll full damage.
Alright, and it's
2d6 and 2d6 fire.
4d6. What is it? Hang on, you got me. Wait, did I misread that? It is just 2d6, right?
It's 2d6 for each one, and you hit him twice, and he failed his...
Oh,
so
okay.
it's 2d6 twice, yeah. No, you're good, you're good.
Okay. 9 more damage.
9 more damage. Yeah, he's over half dead now. That's for sure. That second fireball didn't really do much to him, though. Yeah, so at this point, knowing that there's only one thing he can do, he is going to stand up, which is half his movement, and he's going to take, because 35 rounded down is 15, half, he will 5, take an attack of opportunity from Brightleaf, and actually an attack of opportunity from Bron, because of your pike.
Yes.
That's actually going to miss, as Brightleaf takes a shot at him point blank.
Fuck.
The 13 is also going to miss, so that's 5, 10, and 15. He is clearly fleeing. He takes a glance at the dying crow on the deck, and he can't action and he can't bonus action, so he's just moving. So Yoga at this point has heard the commotion and steps up onto the deck. What? Is everyone okay? What's happening? And he's going to see a very injured Leon, and he's going to cast Healing Word.
Wait, what? How does he have a healing word? He's a wizard.
Magic Initiate Cleric.
Oh, I didn't know he had that.
So Leon, you heal a further 7 health as Yoga comes up on deck, notices you are injured, sees Bron and Brightleaf like battling on the deck, which is a little on fire over on the pier, and Yoga has appeared. Bron, your turn.
I'm gonna move right here, and I'm gonna make just an attack with my pike against this dude.
Okay.
Come on. Yes!
Wow.
Yo! Battle
okay.
Cleric for the win.
Here comes our hero.
So, okay.
And I will use my channel divinity. What's it called? Touch of Death.
Touch of Death,
plus
yeah.
15 necrotic damage.
Plus, is that a straight plus 15? Where's that?
Straight plus 15. It's start. Hold on, wait. I'll just link it.
Okay, it's your current cleric level times 3. 5 plus twice your cleric level. Okay, yeah, 15. So he will take 8 and 15 for a total of 23 damage from that hit as you jab into him, and just a pulse of necrotic energy just seems to go through his.
Wouldn't it be more?
Oh yeah, because it's a crit.
Yeah.
So yeah, the total critical one-handed damage you do for 2, and then the Touch of Death
would be 25.
It's just a modifier, so it doesn't actually add anything, does it?
No.
So it's just an additional flat damage. You don't roll for it or double it.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
the damage. Yeah, so it was just an additional 2 then, right? From
yeah.
the
Oh,
extra
also
1d8.
the Spirit Shroud. I also get an extra damage from that.
Okay, yeah. So roll 2. I think it was D. Was it D6
It
or
is
D?
1d8.
Okay, so roll
Oh,
2d8 because of that. So I'll add the 2 damage, and then the 2d8, so another 8. So another 10 actually.
Jesus Christ.
So this guy is looking on death's door as you kind of round him up on the deck there, on the pier. Is that the end of your turn there, Bron?
That's it. Yeah.
All right. Brightleaf is going to take a few steps forward, and she is going to attempt to grapple. Let's see what his acrobatics would be in response. So the first attempt, she tries to grab him. Even injured, he pushes her away and keeps kind of like pulling away from her. But let's see, 1d20. She goes for him again, and this time she is able to kind of grip him and hold him fast. And you can see there's a little bit of fire in her eyes, and she says, "Surrender or die." And with that, no one else has seen this yet, but he's grappled effectively and very injured. So, Lucy, what's up with you? Also, his status effect goes away now.
So how's that one looking?
That one, not very hurt. The one that ran
Yeah,
away is
that
much
one.
more hurt. This one peeking around the corner, almost half hurt.
Hmm. Hmm. Are we? So my stone rune, it's a creature XD within 30 feet of me. I can use my reaction force and make a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah.
And so could I still use it even if they didn't just end their turn? Like if I use it on my turn, like could I do that and use my reaction?
Well, then it would be on their turn for yours. So the one you charm would go in their initiative order and do for you whatever you charm them to do. For 2 reasons, they would have advantage on a charm saving throw. 1, they're elves. 2, you're hostile towards them. Typically, at least being hostile towards them makes it harder to charm. But if we're not going to do that because your Cloud Rune specifically, like, it doesn't do that, at least still they are elves. So that will give them advantage to charm.
Still be able to use like that reaction like on my turn, like even though they didn't just in their turn?
Yes, you can. I think you can use it as a reaction anytime. It just uses your reaction. Like, does it? What's the trigger that it says?
Well, it says when a creature you see that ends its turn within 30 feet of you, you can use your action force.
Okay, so yeah, ends its turn within 30 feet of you. So you used your other rune last turn. So on your turn, you'd get it back. So on their turn, when one of them ends its turn within 30 feet of you, you can use it. But it'll have to be on their turn, so you can't use it right now. The trigger is they end their turn in 30 feet of you.
Yeah, that's why I ask.
For sure.
Well, then. So my bonus action. Dang. Since the unseen servant is shapeless, would they be able to go like that?
I'm gonna say that they can. Let them squeeze through that gap.
Right, they are
Sneaky,
doing
sneaky.
that.
Yep.
We are going here. We're gonna attack that one.
You have advantage as you are flanking. A 17 will hit.
Cool, and we're gonna use our charge.
How many you got left?
I got one more after this.
Okay. I will roll their dex, which they will make their dex save this time. They keep their reaction.
So they're gonna take
Another 4.
16 damage.
Yep, they're looking pretty hurt. They're about half dead, looking worse than the guy just behind you now.
11
That'll
fine.
miss. Yeah, unfortunately.
Alright, so that would be our turn.
All right. So the injured one can to kind of flee, and flees off the map. Actually, you know what? They're gonna flee off the map, turn a corner, and hide. So they're just kind of like, I'm gonna say that they are gone for now. This one, however, who is engaged with you, will take 2 swings at you. It's gonna miss. That's gonna hit. 8 damage as they short sword you. And then the other one will come up behind you, and now flanking will also take 2 stabs at you. Actually, you know what?
We're gonna go down.
From this flanking position, instead...
I gotta be going.
Yeah, I know. At this point, I will have it end here with the elves as they kind of surround Lucy. They're holding their swords at you. You're very injured. Sorry.
If that
Lucy-
one just ended its turn, I'm using my reaction on it for that turn.
Go right ahead. They'll have advantage on their... because of
13 DC.
Elven... What is it? Wisdom save. So 1. They fail. So that one's charmed.
Cool.
Wow, that was horrible.
So they're not helping them.
The other elf is going to run up, and they are going to kind of try to... Between the two of them, they're going to try and grapple you, and one of them is going to kind of hold a sword at your throat, and they're going to... We will return to this moment as we begin a hostage exchange with Ethermeal held captive in Brightleaf's grasp, and between the 3 elves who are still here, a very injured Lucy kind of held at sword point between the 3 of them. In this moment, I'm actually going to end combat unless anyone wishes to continue it, because...
I mean, I'm kind of dead. So.
Yeah, a strange peace has fallen over this very tense dock moment. So we will end there this week with Ethermill almost dead in Brightleaf's arms, and Lucy almost dead in the arms of the elven bodyguards who remain, and Kleeck dead on the dock, having been feathered once more. So we will return to this tense moment when next we play. So I will stop the recording now.